But Caglione has a lot of similarities the way that they write these guys up and talk about them. Like his power is well above average. His contact is well above average. His glove is decently above. I mean, it's a good glove at first.
If you can hit, I don't care about your glove at first base.
I mean,
if you can mash home runs, you can hide the glove.
That also makes your defense better. And what's the one thing Vern always tells us? This team wins with pitching, defense, and speed.
Yeah.
Throw in a little sprinkle of a Caglione bat, and then all of a sudden you got Bobby Witt Jr. and Caglione batting back-to-back for the next 8 years?
Yeah, it'd be great. Now, the thing is, though, like if this was a couple of years ago, I would consider more about bringing him up, give the fans something to go watch at the ballpark right now. You don't need that carrot out there because this is a good team. Fans will be coming to the ballpark this year to see this team play. You don't need to say, okay, we're going to pitch Zach Greinke so everybody come out and watch and whatnot. So if you're looking at this situation in realism, and trying to figure out what you should do right now, you've got a good baseball team. There's no reason to rush this kid. It's not like, oh, my God, we have a gaping hole at first base. We need to bring this kid up or anything like that. You have a luxury right now where the Royals are. This is kind of the situation where we want to be in, where you have a big league club that wins. You have minor league kids that are pushing the big league club that could potentially result in trades to make the big league club even better, whether you trade minor league guys, whether you trade big league guys because the minor league guys are ready to come up. Like, it gives you a lot of options. This is a great situation for the Royals right now because they have so many different things that they could potentially do. If they don't want to bring up Caglione, they're going to say, we don't need to bring him up. If they do bring him up, fans are excited. You're going to see a young guy, and we don't normally get to see the young guy in their first year, basically, of professional baseball at the big league level in Kansas City or really anywhere else for that matter. So there's so many good options that the Royals have and so many cool things they can do. There's just no reason to rush Jack Caglione. If he's ready, then they can bring him up and they say he's ready. But if he's not and they feel, give him 6 months down in the minor leagues or another year down in the minor leagues, and we'll worry about this next year. Maybe this offseason you work on a trade. Hunter Renfroe comes off the books and whatnot, and now you've got a spot for Jack Caglione, and maybe that's how they decide to do it. Like, sometimes you bring these guys to big league camp just to give them the taste of what that big league camp is all about, to give them that experience. So next year when they come up, they don't have to learn anything.
There's breaking news in the NFL. It involves the Los Angeles Chargers. We'll tell you what that is next on the other side of 96.5 The Fan, your home, Kansas City Sports.
It's today.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your new home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, think selling one home is complex. Imagine coordinating 2 home transactions simultaneously in different areas. That's where Dawn Sharp and her expert team turned the complexity into clarity for families all across our region. Recently, clients needed to sell their Pleasant Hill home while buying in Kingsville, just outside of Kansas City. Dawn's team didn't just handle both transactions. They made it look easy. Their deep knowledge of multiple markets combined with careful timing and coordination created a seamless experience for this growing family. What others see as challenging, Dawn's team sees as an opportunity to showcase their expertise. Whether you're buying, selling, or both, they provide the information and guidance you need to make confident decisions. That's why Dawn Sharp is the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. And the Sharp Homes team can give you options. If you want to skip showings and open houses and go straight to sold, you can do that. Contact them to discuss their instant offer program. Find them on Google at Sharp Homes Team and see the over 200 5-star Google and Zillow reviews, or just pay them a visit at homesforsaleInKC.com. That's homesforsaleInKC.com, and start packing.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse.
I know. Just got the notification.
Made it.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Stay in the know with USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
All right, everybody, it's here. The March to Spring Training and Opening Day is officially upon us. Hey, I'm Rob Bradford from Baseball Isn't Boring, and we'll have you covered every single day with instant reactions to late-breaking signings, determining which players are, yes, truly in the best shape of their lives, and behind-the-scenes stories from all the excitement and intrigue that spring training brings. Follow Baseball Isn't Boring in the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It starts as a nuisance, and you just put up with it. But then that awful joint pain impacts everything in your life. Walking, climbing stairs, even getting in and out of the car hurts. Hey, it's Bob Fesco. I'm talking about that always there joint pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, and back. But here's the good news. QC Kinetics. Groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain. Long-term relief is now possible with no downtime. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetics patients would tell you, don't wait, make the call today. These new orthobiologic cellular therapies, including PRP treatments, can revitalize your joints without going under the knife. Look, joint pain doesn't get better with time, so before it's absolutely debilitating, see if you're a candidate for these life-changing regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 29 southbound, very heavy from 16th Avenue down past Front Street. Inbound I-70 slows past 27th, stays heavy up to Truman with an accident and a stall blocking the right lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Pay off your tees, pay off your tees, pay off your tees. The Los Angeles Chargers have been selected to play the Brazil game on opening week on Friday night. That is a home game. Are they gonna do it? Are they gonna put the Chiefs there?
If I'm the Chiefs at this point in time, I'm telling the NFL, we're taking this year off from your nonsense. We're done being the guinea pig. Go see if some other teams can generate interest like we can. You all got Chiefs fatigue. Up yours. We're done.
Let me know how that works out, because every station bids on games, and if they want the Chiefs, they want the Chiefs.
Oh, well, that's how it's going to be. Going
Chiefs don't
forward.
really have a say, I don't think.
They do.
They do?
They do.
You can tell NBC that we're not doing it, even if they bid $1 million gazillion dollars.
Well, they've already paid for it. There's no money involved anymore for that. Those games are already paid for. But you can say we want certain home dates. We want to play more at the end of the season. We've got the Royals we got to consider at the beginning of the season. We've got the World Cup coming in and all this kind of stuff. So, there's a lot of sitting around going, well, we want this date. Well, we want that date. Well, we want this date. Like you talk about, rich people getting in a room fighting over everything. They're fighting over dates now of when they want those home schedules. But if I'm the Chiefs, I'm saying, look, we're not the Super Bowl champs anymore. There's other teams out there in the NFL. We'll take Sunday at noon and be just fine with it. And You can put somebody else there in Brazil and play that opening game, right?
The reason I say that is because there's only 6 opponents they can choose from
for
the home opponent in Brazil, and here's why. It can't be the Colts because they're already hosting Berlin. Okay. It can't be the Eagles because they're hosting Week 1 Thursday Night Football. And it can't be the Steelers because they're already going to be in Dublin.
Okay.
So it's either the Vikings, the Texans, the Raiders, the Commanders, the Chiefs, the Broncos.
Well, I mean, the Commanders could be one. That's an interesting, Friday night, game if you're trying to kind of promote that franchise now a little bit, right?
It has to be a team that's on their schedule, too.
That's
what we said.
What we said.
Oh, I
Thanks
thought
for
you were
listening.
saying. I'm sorry. I thought you were going across the other games across the league. Oh,
no,
okay,
I'm saying these are their home opponents.
Oh, okay.
Broncos,
Heard.
Chiefs, Commanders, Raiders, Texans, Vikings, Colts, Eagles, Steelers.
Vikings could be a good one, too, to feature.
So that could happen.
That could be one. But again, is Minnesota without Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy? Is that? I mean, I don't know.
Justin Jefferson and KOC, man.
No, I know. But is that a big enough selling? Like the quarterbacks, obviously, are the selling point in this league, as we know. Is J.J. McCarthy as a rookie? Is that what you want his first game to be?
So I think that's out.
Yeah,
Texans makes sense
for sure.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Both teams on the come.
The two on the come.
Yeah, two young teams.
Raiders, absolutely not.
No.
Commanders, I guess, but I think that game just doesn't. I don't know. I mean, that's.
Man.
I mean, Daniels versus Herbert.
I mean,
maybe.
Look, I was watching something with Daniels yesterday. Do you realize how smart this guy is?
Yes.
He can remember every play from the season.
He's
like, it's insanely like that's Patrick Mahomes, Bill Self-esque, where you have that photographic memory where you remember everything.
Well, and he uses
right?
VR every day before practice. He wakes up early and he does VR, and he VRs the whole practice by himself, runs every play, and he attributes VR to a lot of success. I think that is going to be a new trend in the NFL.
Well, if you use it the right way, that's a great way to do something like that. Sitting around getting fat playing video games is probably a little weird, but using it for a situation like that, hey, you got the tools in your toolbox, you might as well use them. So I think this league is going to rapidly start pushing Daniels out there as one of the faces of the league. So I think
should.
Exactly. So I think that's the guy you should play on Friday night. Put them in the spotlight, man.
So our buddy Casey Kurt gives us some advice. Royals are home during Week 1 of the NFL season, so the Chiefs will probably open the season on the road.
Yeah, well,
it's happening, dude. They're going to Brazil on Friday.
I wouldn't. I mean, I think
what sells more: Chargers, Commanders, Chargers, Chiefs.
Yeah, but if Clark Hunt says, you know what, we need a break, man. Like we've done everything that the league has asked from a guinea pig standpoint.
I totally understand
right?
it.
Like,
I totally get where you're coming from.
I mean, they literally have done everything. 3 games in 11 days, a random Christmas Wednesday. Like this Chiefs team has done everything that's been asked of them for the benefit of the league and the betterment of the league. This is me speaking again. Now, if I'm Clark Hunt, I'm going, no, but then I go back to Mark Donovan saying we want to be the world's team. Now you get to go to Brazil and upstage the Chargers too, right? Like there is something to be said for not only upstaging the Chargers in L.A., but then going on the road to Brazil and upstaging the Chargers there as well. I think that would be something that they would look forward to. But also, I just feel like we've done everything for you. Just give us a break. But maybe having that Friday game is kind of like that Thursday game. But also,
be kind of tight to have a Friday night game and then you have opening weekend to just sit back and
watch. And that's kind of where I'm speaking now as a fan. Like having the Friday night game would be fun. Not having the game, like you get used to not playing that first weekend of the NFL season because we're so spoiled around these parts, right? It's great to have that Friday. But I mean, I think ultimately, if you're the NFL, you've got to start getting new faces out there, right? Because people will eventually, nationally, internationally, get sick and tired of the same teams, right? So I think this is a great opportunity to push Washington out there and say, hey, here's one of our newest faces, our new young quarterback. The NFC's finally got a great quarterback, that people can rally around. Maybe that's what they do and move that situation forward. Again, I'm just speaking for how I would feel. I know at this point in time, if I'm Clark Hunt and you ask me, I go, noon on Sunday. Let's go, man.
That would be great. I would love 7 noon games.
It would be fantastic. Fantastic. Awesome. And we'll see one.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with this show starting at 6 o'clock in the morning on Monday.
But that's the fan mindset right now. Like if you talk to the majority of fans and say, do you like this? The winning's great, but God, I'd love a noon Sunday game. People crave these noon Sunday games right now.
Yeah. Thursday, September 4th this is from NFL Nerd on Twitter. Thursday, September 4th is Chicago, Dallas, Denver, Detroit, Rams, Washington versus Philly. One of those teams is playing Philadelphia. Yeah. Friday, December 5th, Denver, Houston, KC, Vegas, Minnesota, Washington to play against the Chargers. So it's between and we can keep talking. I feel like we can keep talking. Are we sure Sam Darnold's leaving Minnesota?
No, that's
the other option.
Would you franchise Sam Darnold?
Well, one of the text lines, I think it's Miles, was saying that like they could tag and trade.
You could tag and trade.
I just don't know who would want to.
I don't know how much.
I know a lot of teams that would line up for Sam Darnold. I think
for
right
1 year
now.
on a tag.
This is a desperate league.
But it also ended. A lot of people are not. What are you going to do for me lately? What can you do for me now? And the way his season ended was not pretty.
Good. No, his last 8 quarters
So he took a little bit
terrible.
of a dive.
Yeah.
Why not tag, make that money, trust that you can stay healthy, ball out again, and then go get your bag and stick around with Kevin O'Connell for another year? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you get
But do the
tagged.
Vikings want him to stick around for a year? Like if you tag him,
I don't know how healthy J.J. McCarthy is. And I don't know his injury status.
And I don't know how good he is right now. You're coming off a season with a good quarterback, right? Like these are the hard decisions. Like
and you drafted one had 2 surgeries on the same knee.
Right, exactly.
Hasn't played a snap.
But these are the tough decisions. Like they're sitting around Minnesota today, right? It's cold, I'm sure, up there, as the North Dakota person pointed out so eloquently earlier in the show. Grabbing their cup of coffee, sitting around, they're having the same conversation, right? Like we don't live in that world where we don't have to have that conversation. Eventually, maybe we will, but at this point in time, we don't. Who do you want to play quarterback next year, Kevin? What are you thinking? And this is a major decision because we've got ourselves a pretty good quarterback, but we also drafted one. I'd shop both of these guys. This is what I would do if I'm the Vikings.
There's Mac.
I would tag him, right? I would tag Sam Darnold. And then I would look to trade both of these quarterbacks and see what kind of offer I can get. And whoever gives me the best offer, that's the quarterback that I'm moving on right
Who's
now.
got more value? J.J. McCarthy, who's never played and had 2 surgeries, or Sam Darnold, whose season ended the way that it did?
I think the guy who's never played always has more value than the people who have played. And the minute you step on the field, you lose value. That's like these backup quarterbacks, right? Like the last thing you want to do as a backup quarterback is play because you immediately lose all of your value. The unknown in sports is such a driving force for so many people because it is the unknown. And, I see this or I see that. We know what Sam Darnold is. Now, Sam Darnold may be a nice fit for the Giants, or I would say the Jets, but he's already been there. But like one of these teams that needs a veteran presence as their quarterback, if I'm the Giants and I'm offered J.J. McCarthy or Sam Darnold, I would more likely trade for Sam Darnold where they are as an organization than I would be for J.J. McCarthy. And so the Vikings are in a great spot. You lose nothing by franchising Sam Darnold. If he comes back, so what? You got a quarterback for a 1-year deal on a franchise tag on a team that played pretty well last year. If you end up trading him, you get great draft collateral back in return. You got a young kid ready to go, and you're off and running. So that's what I would do if I was Minnesota. I'd make both of these guys available and see what kind of offers we get and see where we sit.
Tag value for Sam Darnold estimated around $41.3 million.
But that's the going rate for a quarterback in the NFL. That's what the franchise tag is, the going rate for a positional player. I mean, so $41.5 million.
It's not the going rate. That's a top market price. That's a top half price.
Yeah.
I would say going rate's probably anywhere from like 35 to 37.
Okay, so we're talking $3 million.
So I mean,
it's the going rate for a quarterback.
Don't forget our poll questions is up. Fesco was in the garage for a little bit last night. They came out and he had 2 different movie options to choose from: Goodfellas or Sandlot.
Yeah.
We ask you, which one would you choose? Right now, 64.6% say Sandlot.
I figured they probably would.
That makes sense.
I watch Goodfellas.
See what happens when you brought younger guys onto your show? Yeah. The Goodfellas like 2 years ago would have been like the opposite. Now it's. I'm just kidding.
No, I think because it's a baseball theme and people.
Well, it's a better movie.
It is. It's a great movie.
Goodfellas
Sandlot
is fantastic. I like it better than Casino, which is tough. Like that would have been a better poll question: Casino or Goodfellas.
But they were not. Like I had to make a tough decision last night.
Very different.
You went with Goodfellas?
I went with Goodfellas. Yeah.
You were in a more serious.
I don't know.
He had just made tomato sauce.
Yeah, that is true. I did make a big pot of sauce,
and we just quoted it yesterday.
Yeah,
you got to stir the sauce, and then Paulie's got to slice the garlic thinly in prison. You know,
you got to real thin.
I also found out cool stat about Goodfellas: the opening scene, "Get your shine box."
Yeah,
they told
one of my favorite movie lines of all time.
They told Joe Pesci to act real. And they didn't tell the guy that they end up killing. I forget, Joey Bats.
Yeah.
They did. Is it Joey Bats? Is that who they end up like? Who's the made man they killed, and that's why Pesci gets executed in the end. I don't know if it's Joey Bats or not, but anyway, maybe that's Goodfellas. Maybe that's Casino. I'm getting confused. Either way, the opening scene, Joe Pesci was told one thing, and everybody else was just not told. So their reactions were raw. Ray Liotta's reaction was raw to Joe Pesci, like getting all like
you talking about when they're sitting around the table. Oh yeah, because you could see Ray Liotta. Like
that's
the
raw reaction.
You think I'm funny? Funny how? Funny
like
how?
A clown? Do I amuse you?
Yeah, right. And so he's and you're looking at Liotta, and I'm like, damn, this is like
raw reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and sometimes that's how you have to do it, right? And then Pesci starts laughing or whatever, but still.
Now I'm just going to go on a Goodfellas gangster mobster movie the rest of the day.
How good an actor is Joe Pesci, though? I mean, like, does that guy get enough credit? I mean, he's fantastic in every role that he's in. Have you ever watched something with Joe Pesci and go, that stunk?
The Irishman.
Okay.
I like The Irishman.
Yeah,
you would.
I mean,
what does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know what that
you
means.
Inspector can go watch that movie for 6 hours on end and talk about how great it is.
It is long.
I think my
Godfather's long.
Yeah,
over 3 hours.
I think my biggest problem with The Irishman is that it was made 20 years too late.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
agreed.
the only problem with
They
it.
could have recasted it. Yeah. No, I agree.
But it's good. It's just 4 hours.
Yeah, we didn't need
Come
it.
on.
I didn't need that. No, it was just too much. I'm like
I just watched a documentary over the last 2 days. It was 3 episodes. It could have been 1, and it was
that's every Netflix documentary now, though.
Yeah, but like this one was more so like it was the recent case of the girl and boy, the boyfriend and girlfriend or fiance, and they go on this like van excursion. I forget what her name is.
Okay,
but she goes missing. And obviously the fiance is the suspect, and then it develops like the whole story. It just happened. Like it happened in 2021.
Damn.
And it's on Netflix. It's like the #1 streamed show right now. I forget what it is.
Yeah, they got to make them in multiple episodes to get coming back for
I watched
more, right?
like episode 1, and I was like, okay, I didn't really know because I don't really follow these things. Like I'm not like one of these people that like when they come on Netflix, I'm like, oh yeah, now that sounds familiar. And like I just watched the Lacey Peterson doc, and I had no idea who Scott Peterson was, and I should have.
Oh God, yeah, that guy's a scumbag.
Yeah, dude, like that. I like that opened my eyes. And people are like, you never heard of Scott Peterson? I'm like, no, I'm not tuned into all that stuff. It's depressing. But like, yeah, I watched this documentary last 2 days, and I was like, oh. And then when I watched the 3rd episode, I was like, so this could have just been the whole thing.
Yes, yes. A lot of these Netflix are 3 parts, so you stream
and they're all
again
like
and stream
47
again.
minutes
Yeah,
long.
just
So like
put it
really,
in
it's
one.
like yeah. So I mean, I don't know, but it's
a 2-hour episode and call it a day. But the more you stream, the more they win. It's their version of clickbait, if you will.
Yes.
But I think that's how we've kind of developed as a TV watching society now. We've developed that we want episode after episode after episode after episode.
Yeah. I miss waiting. I miss watching an episode and like, oh, I got another week. Everyone's out. Have you seen this next episode? It comes out Sunday.
There was a community to it back in the day. Like, and I go back to like Thursday Night Seinfeld, Friends, and all that kind of stuff. Like, there was a community. Everybody was talking about it. Now everybody just watches at their leisure. I don't think there's as much conversation. That's why live sports is so valuable for TV networks because everybody's a captive audience. It's the only thing in which you're a captive audience to at this time.
Right. Back to your Joe Pesci take real quick. Do you think he's better as a gangster or as a comedy?
I mean, that's a tough one. Because
like,
I think he's
really
good at both.
He's really good as the guy in Home Alone.
Yeah, he's fantastic at Home Alone.
And it's funny that we can take movies and sports and combine them because a lot of people that are younger don't know that Andy Reid coached for Philadelphia. There's a lot of people that watch Home Alone that had no idea that Joe Pesci in Goodfellas is just cutthroat gangster. You're like, wait. This guy who's funny.
And that's about the same time, too, because Home Alone was 89.
89 and 92.
And when was Goodfellas?
94, I'm going to guess.
Was it that late?
I want to say it was 94.
Okay.
Because all those movies kind of came as like Goodfellas, Casino,
yeah,
Heat,
they all came out.
Those, like,
there was a run of mob movies. 90.
Nice.
Okay, so it was basically the same year that Home Alone came out. So Joe Pesci goes from being that guy to that guy.
And then he's My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Like, fantastic.
Fantastic. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
youths.
Does Joe Pesci get enough credit for being a great actor? Is he's still alive, right?
Oh, yeah. No, you'll know when Pesci passes away. You'll know when Pesci's gone.
But people talk about great actors all the time, and obviously Tom Hanks is the bell cow and can do anything. But damn, Joe Pesci, man, that guy is fantastic at every role that he does, and all his roles are believable. I mean, that's the other thing with Tom Hanks too. All his roles are believable. Sometimes you watch these guys, but Joe Pesci, man, I'm bought into every role that he's ever done.
Yeah, he's underrated for sure, I think.
Goodfellas and Home Alone both in 1990.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Like, the same year. I mean,
when did Casino come out?
I believe that was 1995.
Okay, so much
so
later.
that was a little bit later, yeah.
And what was the other? My Cousin Vinny was 92. So, I mean,
that
little
run. A run, dude.
I mean, find me, other than Tom Hanks, find me a better 3-year run than Joe Pesci had with Home Alone, Casino. Yeah, Jim Carrey's probably had
Will
some.
Smith.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe.
Do we talk about Will Smith much anymore, though?
No.
No.
But you're talking about movies in a run.
Yeah, run.
Denzel had a pretty solid run, too.
What would his? I'm trying to I know his movie. What would his run be? Denzel's prime.
Training Day. And then let's see, Man on Fire.
Oh, ho, ho, Man on Fire.
Hey, little girl. Don't do that to me because I'll just go down a rabbit hole, Bruce. But no, Pesci, man, that's crazy. But yeah, that was all started because of our poll question. Bob got home last night. Oh, yeah. Lethal Weapon 2.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, another great role.
I mean, his rant about drive-thrus in Lethal Weapon 2 is hilarious. Like, Leo Getz. Get it? Anything you want, Leo Getz.
Leo Getz, yes.
We got to get Max movie month.
We used to say that about Chris Getz. Anything Chris wants, Chris gets.
Yeah, American.
89.
89 was.
Weapon 2. Yeah.
Dude, like, he might not.
I'm telling you, man, this guy's had a run.
Yeah.
Get your shine box is one of the great. That every time I go to the Super Bowl, I think of that line. All the guys get their shine box. I mean, the shine box convention that is.
Stab him in the neck with a pin.
Tom Cruise in the 80s from the 785.
Yeah, I mean, you got Rain Man, you got Top Gun, Rain Man, and what's the other one?
The new Top Gun.
Maverick? I've never seen that yet, by the way.
Which is fine because I didn't see Top Gun until Maverick came out, so I'll never be one of these. You never seen that? No, I told you we had this conversation. I don't do movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never seen one Lethal Weapon movie, Mac? Not 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Wow. I've not seen Lethal Weapon.
Oh, Christmas movie.
Yeah, 100% it is. Have you ever seen Falling Down with Michael Douglas?
I've never seen that.
Have you ever seen The Last Boy Scout?
No.
Go watch The Last Boy Scout.
Is Falling Down the one where Michael Douglas has the sawed-off shotgun?
Okay, he lives every.
Yeah, okay.
Everybody's been in that situation.
Yeah. I didn't know that was the name of the movie. Yeah, Falling Down. Yeah.
Falling
We'll
Down.
have to choose the first movie for Max Movie of the Month soon.
Yeah, Falling Down is really good. It's dark, obviously.
That is a spring summer bit for all of you that are entertained by this show. We appreciate you, but it will be Max Movie of the Month, and we can get him on there as well. So.
Yeah,
you get me a little educated, a little cultured.
Well, just seeing some of the classics. It's like when they used to make us watch black and white World War II movies in history class. Oh, God. PT 109, and because the teacher was drunk. This guy was hammered all the time.
Awesome. You had to deal with young Bob Fesco in his class.
I mean, this guy, though, like when I was in high school.
Oh, Robert's here today.
He had my mother as a student, like 30. So these were lifers back in those days, you know? And so, I mean, this guy, clearly, like, what the hell was his name? Which drives me nuts. I should know it, but hammered.
Professor Booze?
I mean, drunk all the time. At least that's what we thought back in it, because that's all we did in this history class was watch movies. That's it. The guy never lectured, not one time. Wow. And every test was based off these movies.
I had a teacher in my senior year, Mr. Howe. He just fell asleep every year. I
had one of those in college. Fell asleep on a grand piano in a lecture hall.
And it was every Friday.
Had narcolepsy.
Oh, well, that's not his fault.
No.
We just had a teacher that was just older, and he'd put in Bill Nye the Science Guy on Friday. He was a science teacher, and we'd look over and we'd have like running bets. That's where our gambling started. We'd have running bets of when Mr. Howell would fall asleep.
That's good.
And we'd write it down on a piece of paper. And I'd be like 115 exactly. Over or under. And then we'd look over, and sure enough,
113. You're like, yeah, under hit.
We were just betting games, and
I'd watch him the way I'd see what pants he had on. I'd be like, I'm hammering the under. If he's got stretchy sweatpants, he's out, man.
What class did he teach?
Biology.
Yeah.
Boo. Bio 2. Blue Springs High School, shout out, class of 06. Hey, no. Coming up on the other side, Travis Kelce.
Teacher's name.
Well, you got to have that memory, man. He's definitely not alive anymore.
I don't know. I can't remember his name.
We ask you guys, what's one question you would ask Travis Kelce, because somebody did get a Travis Kelce question. We'll ask that on the other side. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Fesco and Dusty.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, it is one of those cold days again, and the kiddos want to get out of the house, and you want to get out of the house and do something with those kiddos, something everybody can do and have fun with. Well, the answer to that question is foaling. That's what you're going to do today. You're going to get the kiddos, you're going to get them dressed, and you're going to go foal around and have the time of your life. And parents, it's perfect because they got a great bar. Beer selection, unbelievable. Cocktail selection, unbelievable. You can cater your own events. You can bring your own food in. It is 100% fantastic. And what you need to do over the next couple couple of days to get those kids out of the house and get them doing something fun and active, and that's take them Foaling. Foaling is football plus bowling plus bar, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. You're going to set up those pins, you're going to throw footballs at them and knock them down just like you're bowling, and you're going to burn all of that energy out of those kids, and they're going to come home and they're going to go to sleep, and you're going to have the best snow day, cold day, whatever kind of day this is together. Families can do it, date night, guys night out, girls night out, all kinds of great stuff can be had at Foaling. Foaling is located at 435 and State Line, so reserve your lane now at foalingkc.com. That's foalingkc.com, and get your foal on.
Advent Health welcomes the KC Golf Show February 21st through 23rd at the Overland Park Convention Center. Test and buy big brands and enjoy new women's and kids programs Saturday at the show. Front door bonuses and tickets at kansascitygolfshow.com.
At Diamonds Direct, our experts go the extra mile to ensure you have the tools to say I do with absolute confidence. Our promise to you is a completely risk-free shopping experience rooted in transparency, education, and integrity. No pressure, no intimidation, just clarity and confidence in your purchase. But we're about more than just price. Everything is backed by our exclusive guarantees. Put our tools to the test against any competitor, and our expert staff will ensure you get the very best overall value and unforgettable experience. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Fellas, this is Cody, and let's talk about getting back to your best. Maybe you lack energy, muscle mass, feel moody, have low libido. All of it could be low testosterone. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, may be the answer, and you'll find the true experts at Low T Center. But guys aren't the same, so don't settle for standard dosage TRT programs. I learned about personalized treatment at Low T Center. Get the results with a customized TRT. And for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 referral credit when you refer a new patient. So go to lowtcenter.com to book an appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
After you use Bounce Dryer sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll put a sheet on your every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Put a sheet on or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Put a sheet on maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, Bounce Dryer sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry, put a sheet on it with Bounce.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side, 635 southbound gets heavy at the split with 69 highway. Stays very slow across the river with an accident on the bridge blocking the right lane. Heading into downtown, 29 southbound stacked up from Armour into the downtown loop. East side, 435 southbound slows not quite to 210. Crossing the river, you're heavy, and it stays slow down to Front Street. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Respect the text. 816, Denzel in 4 years. The Bone Collector, the Hurricane, remember the Titans, John Q, and Training Day, 99-02. Solid
Hurricane
run.
was that long ago?
That's according to the text. 99-02.
Wow.
He was also good in, what was that Civil War movie with Matthew Broderick?
I think it was called Civil War, wasn't it?
No. It was like, gosh, what was that movie called? It was so good. Morgan Freeman, Matthew
Gettysburg?
Broderick. No. Gosh, it was about the
Antietam?
No.
Glory.
Glory, okay.
The worst actor in that movie is Matthew Broderick. I think he's a terrible actor, but that's just my opinion.
You know who he's married to?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
That's right.
Yep.
Terrible. Wow. I think he's a terrible actor.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I don't think he's good at all. Watch Glory. If you've never seen it, you'll watch it be like, this guy's the general? Faster. Faster.
Yeah, that's not a good role for him, though.
Well, he did it.
I know. You take it, but, like, that's bad casting. Like, whoever cast him as the general, that's not who should be the general of anything.
Right. Yeah, my buddy Blake just texted me. It's Glory. Yep. Glory, great movie. We watched it in middle school. I remember that. We had, like, a Civil War class.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah. Bob Jerome, he's the one that taught that class. Now a scratch golfer that I can't play with because he's better than me. I'm kidding. I would love to play golf.
War movies are like top of my list as far as genres concerned.
Oh, dude, Glory's awesome.
Then
like
we'll make that first movie Mac of the month. Mac movie of the month.
We started in March. You've
Okay.
got 12 days.
All right, I'll get it
Start
going.
it. Watch Glory.
You actually have like
Boom.
9 days.
Yeah, it's really, seriously, 9 days.
Yeah. Bill Paxton in the late 80s and 90s RIP. I loved Bill Paxton. Like, he was great. Twister, Terminator. So we had this question yesterday because Heidi Gardner had this to say about Travis Kelce.
Who's been your favorite guest host?
Travis Kelce.
Oh, because you're because are you a Swiftie?
I'm actually a Chiefs fan. Yeah.
Know your people.
Yes, love Taylor Swift too, but I'm a Chiefs fan, Kansas City.
So did you get like a football sign and the whole stuff and everything like that?
Oh yes, and like all week long I was like, what do you eat before a game? Do you shower before a game? I was like a little sister just asking all the questions I've always wondered.
No football.
No football questions, no.
What would you ask Travis Kelce?
Well, it's kind of football related, but it's not. What did Andy Reid say to you after that Eagles game when you did Fly, Eagles, Fly, and he ripped you in front of the media and said this was the last straw? What did he say to you? Because that was the moment Travis turned it around on the field and off the field. I want to know what Andy said to him.
Yeah. I would ask if he's bought the ring yet.
Yeah, it's a good question. Do you get a lot of clicks?
Yeah. I know that's none of my business.
But you got to ask,
But
right?
I don't think it's too personal of a question. Like, I have a fine line of like respecting people's life outside of the sport, but when it's that big of a global phenomenon, it kind of, like you said, read the room. Like, hey, you've been in this relationship now for 2 years. You guys seem inseparable. Have you bought the ring yet?
Right. Did you see the latest one that
And he
came
might
out?
look at me and be like, it's nobody's business. I'm like, fair enough.
Fair enough, but you got to ask the question.
It's like when we asked Lane Johnson to do an interview, and he's like, I see a familiar face. Sorry, I'm going to talk to him. I was like, no problem.
Yeah,
dude.
great
I was like,
answer.
Respect it.
Yeah, totally agree with that. But everybody's asking about, the ring, and everybody's wanting to know, what's going on with Travis Kelce, both on the field and off the field. I mean, it's the biggest story in the world, really. I mean, from an entertainment standpoint, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Everybody wants to know the answer. You ask that question, you get an answer. Maybe because, I did buy the ring. I'm glad you asked. Nobody was that upfront and asked that question. So maybe he answers that question, but I doubt it. But you still got to ask. I have no problem with that. But I just want to know what Andy Reid said to him in that moment to make him turn it around. Because if Andy doesn't have that conversation with Travis Kelce, we're not sitting here talking about Travis Kelce and 3 straight Super Bowls and all this kind of stuff. Because Travis Kelce probably just fades away and just becomes another player in the NFL. Like, I don't know if anybody owes their career to Andy Reid as much as Travis Kelce truly does. And I'm sure in Canton, he will address that and how much Andy Reid meant to him in changing not just his career, but his life around, too.
What question do you ask Travis Kelce?
Yeah, it'd probably be something about Taylor Swift, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't even, like, football-related questions would be, like, kind of what Heidi was saying, like, how do you, like, what do you do right before a game, stuff like that. It wouldn't be, like, football-related because there's nothing that I could really glean from, like, hey, man, when the DN comes off the weak side, do you, like, cool. Like,
You think Bingley asked him a football question?
Yeah, of course, Bingley would ask him a football question.
Hey, let me ask you something, Travis.
Yeah.
You see you guys' knuckles go white. You think you got an advantage?
He'd ask him about the 3-4 versus the 4-3.
Hey, when you see a defense line up in the nickel, do you think you have an advantage outside the dime?
Travis really, what?
I don't know, man. I think I'd also ask him, like, how do you decide what outfit to wear? Because he has very, like,
that's a good one,
colorful outfits. And I'd be like, I know your closet's packed full of different outfits. Are you required to wear certain things? Are you required to?
And where do you get these clothes from?
Well, our buddy Aussie has the best idea in the world.
rich people. Oh yeah, that store.
Yeah.
But what did he say? Buy crap for
Ugly
rich people.
clothes for rich people.
Yeah. Ugly
Very
clothes.
good.
But like, does Travis go to the thrift shop or places to buy these outfits? That's what I'm saying.
Those are like $1,000 outfits.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But like who's going to the store for him? Does he have people that shop for him now?
Questions you could ask him.
Yeah, like but I'm like you know you don't see it like you don't see Travis at Macy's. Like it's not happening. Travis ain't rolling to Zales to get a ring, like so how do rich people get the things that they get? Like who are those people? Like I know there was guys years ago that used to run these like concierge business for athletes in town and whatnot, and then
We're the concierge,
which
sir.
sounds horrible because you're on call 24/7 and whatnot. And you don't want to do all that kind of stuff because a lot of the time you're cleaning up messes that are made. But like does he just order the stuff online? Does he have a person that takes care of all that kind of stuff? Like how many people does Travis Kelce have?
Yeah, all of his handlers.
Like
and PR.
seriously,
Yeah,
how many people does Travis Kelce employ?
Yeah.
I didn't really think about those things until Radio Row, and we saw all those people. And I mean, every one of those people, 2 is the minimum. I mean, it's more 4 or 5 people with you at all times.
Yeah.
Schedule.
And then those people are not doing it for nothing either.
Exactly.
I talked to a couple of them how much they're making, schlepping guests around Radio Row, so they're doing good with that. So I want to know how many people, like, does he have a chef? Do you have a driver? Do you have all this stuff? Like, what's going on over there?
Well, I mean, he's got a stylist, and he's got that's what the text line will say. He's got a stylist. Like, he has. The other thing too is that like you have people that are like within your circle that are probably like trying to get a startup in fashion, and they're like, "Hey, will you wear these clothes?" And if Travis
like
Kelce
the puffy
wears
shirt, like I don't want to be a pirate. Travis Kelce wears something really bad. Like, oh my god!
But if Travis Kelce wears it, people will buy it. Like,
I know.
I will say this, like Super Bowl related, Kendrick Lamar wore like a different style of jeans. They were like the flare skinny jeans. Sold out the next day. Couldn't find them because of because he was wearing them.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, like people that know him are going to be like, "Hey man, will you rock this? Like, will you do this?"
Oh, sure they will. Yeah. I'm sure he gets that more often than you imagine. Hey, my wife designed this. Or,
well, you look at Kyle Juszczyk's
wife. Yeah,
she's killing it. Yep,
she is. You can't even find her products.
Where did you find out that she did that? She made a jacket for Taylor Swift.
Right, and then Taylor Swift wore it, and boom, and here we
sit.
sit.
Mahomes wore one that had Mahomes.
She's probably making more than her husband is now.
Literally.
I mean,
yes.
I'm not making that up.
No,
she probably is.
I mean, she's rivaling him.
Giselle
for sure.
did for a while.
Well, she made double of what Tom made. I mean, she was. I mean, she blew him out of the water. I mean, there was no comparison to what Giselle made versus Tom.
Mm-hmm.
He also didn't take enough money, but he won Super Bowl. So
somebody said from the 816 they would ask him, "Is there a place you haven't visited that you'd like to?"
That's a good question too. I like that.
He's like Brazil Friday night opening season.
I was gonna say like Pleasant Hill or someplace like that.
Yeah.
Just want to get away. Go to Pleasant Hill. Go down to Paola.
I'd also probably ask him like what clubs he uses in his bag.
Yeah,
because
golf stuff.
Mahomes says he's getting better. He's starting to be able to beat him every once in a while.
Oh, Travis is.
Mhm.
Damn. Okay.
And Mahomes, I think, is like a 7 handicap. 7.
He ought to be in
8.
his playbook. Did you see him on Sunday in the Super Bowl? He's washed. Carrington. I know, Rob. He's terrible. He's playing too much golf.
They have the same voice.
Yeah.
It's great. It's awesome.
That's
I'd ask him about like favorite memory, not Super Bowl, but like what's your favorite, like a favorite play or something. I know it's cliche, but maybe that Chargers game comes up. Maybe that's his.
What
like,
is your
overtime.
favorite Travis Kelce play? That Chargers one
That
is pretty
Chargers
cool. Him
one's up
running down
there.
the field.
Yeah.
I think
regular season.
I think my favorite is the one where he was like, "Do it. Do it, do it." Like,
Yeah,
if
do
they
it,
let him
Kels.
again, do it. Like he read it, they call timeout, and he's like, "They're gonna do it," and then that's the 13-second. That to me is my favorite Travis Kelce moment.
I just love the Houston game where he's surrounded by 5 Texans and Pat just kind of puts that right in there in that corner of the end zone on the left-hand side of the field. If you're looking at it from the press box, it's like that. That's one of the great plays of all time, featuring both of those guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his foot, Mahomes' foot's like dragging across the line of scrimmage, just gets it off in time.
It's just
beautiful.
The whole thing is awesome. Or maybe a good question is, when did you and Mahomes really become boys?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was the moment?
He saw him throw one football.
Yes, that's my best friend.
Right.
I better hang around this guy. Hey, Alex, I'll see you, buddy.
Would be great. Coming up on the other side, gambling in Missouri when you can expect it to be legal. Plus, we dive more into what is this Kansas fallout with the men's basketball team on the other side here on Fesco and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty.
What the hell's wrong with your station?
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, have you ever sat around and wondered about the difference between spending 2 years searching for a home and finding one in just 2 days? The answer's simple. Dawn Sharp. The Sharp Homes team is dedicated to turning around frustrated home seekers into successful homeowners throughout our region. Just ask Mary. After 2 years of unsuccessful house hunting with another realtor, she decided to reach out to Dawn's team. The result? They found her perfect property in just 2 days. But that's not only part of the story. When it was time to sell her existing home, Dawn's strategic marketing attracted multiple offers on the first day, leading to a signed contract within 48 hours. The Sharp Homes team does more than just deliver results. They provide peace of mind. And the Sharp Homes team can give you options as well. Do you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold? Well, contact them to discuss their instant offer program. In fact, contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. You can Google them, Sharp Homes team, and see from over 200 5-star Google and Zillow reviews, or just visit them at homesforsaleinkc.com. That's homesforsaleinkc.com, and start packing.
So the body knows that it needs to heal itself, but it doesn't know how to concentrate it and target it into just one area. So that's where we come in.
By we, Dr. Ashley Caravelli means the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, QC Kinetics.
We put in those treatments, then it sends out like little signalers to your body. We're able to make the body focus on the areas that need the most healing.
QC Kinetics has gathered brilliant medical minds like Dr. Caravelli and Dr. Mitchell Shinecup, a pioneer in the field of regenerative medicine, to lead the way in these innovative pain treatments.
So at QC Kinetics, we have a whole team working nationwide with cutting-edge research to reach our patients and treat them and know that surgery is no longer their only option.
The consultation is free. Find out if you're a candidate. Call QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. 816-412-6299.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
Now, is this a family? Is this your mother? Where is she? Is she in the crowd? The mom's up there. What kind of family is this? I'm sorry.
It Ain't Right Tour 2025.
The poor mother is in the balcony, and the kids are down here with the father and his gumad. If this was the 80s, the kids would have been up there, and the parents would have been down here.
Sebastian Maniscalco, live on stage in Kansas City, this Saturday at T-Mobile Center. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
98 years. That's how long Overhead Door Company of Kansas City has been repairing and replacing garage doors. Locally owned and operated since 1927. Headquartered in Olathe. Always look for the iconic red ribbon of the genuine, the original Overhead Door Company of Kansas City. For same-day repair service 24/7, call Overhead Door Company of Kansas City, 816-221-0072. Or schedule online at ohdkc.com.
From fast breaks to buzzer beaters to block parties, there's nothing as exciting as basketball. With Underdog, you can bring that excitement to wherever you watch. Playing on their app is as easy as choosing higher or lower on player stats like threes made, points, rebounds, and so much more. I love the Underdog app. So get those selections right, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. It's so much fun. Millions of fans have won over billions on Underdog. Will you be the next? It's simple to join the fun. Join in by signing up for the Underdog app today using promo code BOB, and you'll get a free selection as part of your first cash entry. Plus, up to 1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
Whether you're a DIY enthusiast, a contractor, or business owner, Metal by the Foot has the perfect solution for you. Located in KC and Topeka, online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Metro Ford online at kcmetroford.com. 435 southbound on the Missouri side. Things get very heavy around 210. And it stays very slow down past Front Street with an accident blocking at least one lane of traffic. Metro Ford off Noland Road in Independence is your Ford F-150 headquarters. Right now, get over $13,000 in savings on select new XLT Ford F-150s. When's the last time you saw deals like that? These trucks are moving fast. So hurry to Metro Ford online at kcmetroford.com. See dealer for details. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Listen to the Royals Spring Training Opener this Friday with first pitch at 2 o'clock. Right here on your home for Royals Baseball. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2. Kansas City in Odyssey Sports Station.
Mount up, 8 o'clock here on 96.5 The Fan. Don't forget, Royals 2 o'clock on this station on Friday.
This weather doesn't make you want spring training baseball. I can't help you, man. I don't know what does. Well, maybe sitting outside tonight at a soccer game.
Yeah, if you're seriously going to that Sporting KC game against Miami, Inter Miami, I believe is the name of that team.
That's right.
Leo Messi ain't playing.
Right.
Are you going? 913-586-7965. If you're going, call that number and tell us why.
Yeah, let us know why. I'm genuinely interested to know why you're going to that game tonight.
I know where I'll be.
Not there.
In my recliner watching Mizzou, Alabama.
You are a diehard if you are going tonight, and a little nuts.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not just like I love soccer. That's
it's
not
colder
it. Like,
than the Miami Chiefs game.
Yeah, no, that game looks like it was played on the beach compared to what today is. I mean, it's supposed to be tomorrow. Nick Bender said on X this morning of Channel 9, he said the temperature is going to be negative 13. Not the wind chill, not the feels like. The temperature. Tonight, it's going to be around 0.
Well, tomorrow you can warm up on the hot stove at 6 o'clock as Vern shows live from Arizona.
And that's when it's going to start getting warmer. About 6 o'clock tomorrow night, the sun's going to come out, the warm baseball talk, baby.
And guess who's going to be on the show tomorrow?
Vern.
That's right. My dear friend, Josh Verner. He'll join us tomorrow. We'll figure out a time. I have confirmed that he said he wants to join the show.
Cool.
So somebody says their best Travis Kelce play doesn't exist because Kadarius Toney exists.
That's a day off for you if you don't already have a snow day.
Oh, man.
That's true. I mean how great is that play?
I lost my you-know-what because I was there and it was right in front of us.
Yeah, we were right there,
oh, my God. Wait, flag. And then everybody just went,
because that was the first time I've ever seen offensive offsides. You never see that before because most of the time people are smart enough to understand how to line up.
Was that
Kadopius not?
And then they started calling it like the next 2 weeks in a row.
You started to see it being called around the league.
That's the play that pissed Danon Hughes off. I thought it broke Danon Hughes because then he went and started like screenshotting Jalen Waddle's foot over the lines. Like, we ain't calling it for everybody?
Yeah, we broke a lot of people. That would broke Mahomes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that play broke everybody at that point in time because it was one of those plays. Again, you never see offensive offsides. I didn't know that existed until, Kadarius Toney came into our
normally you
life.
Point to the referee and he says, yeah, you're good.
It's not that hard, right? It's not that hard. Am I onside? Yeah, you're good. Okay, thank you. If you don't ask, well, then that's on you.
So last night, via Ryan Butler, at Butler Bets, says, new. Missouri's online sportsbook could start taking bets as early as June 30th. State regulators confirm. Oh, now I know why you played regulars. Okay. State regulators confirmed that the covers, no official deadline, has been determined. But Missouri gaming officials remain on pace to have books, license, and live weeks before the 2025 football season begins. Again, everything revolves around football.
You need to be up and going before the football season.
Get it. I need it. I live
That's
in Missouri.
That's when Kansas got up and going. Like, they got up and running like the week before football season.
Yeah, because we all went and put money on Mahomes win MVP and the Chiefs win a Super Bowl. Yeah. And what happened? Everybody made a lot of money that year.
Everybody made a lot of money that year. Yeah. That was a good year.
My dad and I went to the Bruce Springsteen concert on the House of DraftKings.
Yeah, I mean, we all had that free money that turned into, like, if you just bet the Chiefs, like, you cashed in big that year. I took a nice deposit away from FanDuel that year. So that was wonderful. But same for Missouri. Like, you got to get up and running, probably by July 15th, I would think, August 1st at the latest, before you can start to get the college bets starting to flow in. The longer you wait, obviously, the less money you're going to make. So I'm sure they want to get up and running fast. That's great. Finally. I mean, finally, Missouri is getting into the to the right side of this gambling thing and stop losing money to Kansas and Illinois and Iowa and everywhere else around you.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. You get to keep that money home now. Now people don't have to go to a restaurant on Metcalf to sit around all day and bet games and take that money out of the state of Missouri. Now it stays there. It's good.
Yeah, because I was texting Gold about that. I sent him the tweet. He said that's the summer. It could be 4th of July weekend. Was always at least going to be June. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. It's obviously a big step for Missouri. Obviously, like you just said, like money comes in. You don't have to worry about Kansas.
It's great for businesses in Missouri. Like just
but
think
it kills
about
Cannabets.
Yeah, it does. Cannabets is officially done. You know that can't go on. But you know, it was a great idea while it lasted. But like, just think about small businesses in Missouri. Now they can get people to sit in their bars and restaurants all day and drink and eat and watch games and be able to gamble on them instead of people having to go across the line to Kansas. And so now Kansas is going to have to counteract Missouri. They're going to have to legalize weed.
Yeah, right. Well, we'll see.
I mean, it's 2025. Okay, let's not start having conversations like it's the devil's lettuce and it's verboten and all this kind of stuff. How much money? I would love to know, honestly, love to know how much money the state of Kansas is losing to Missouri based on tax dollars being spent over there on people going across the state line to buy the weed. Because the reciprocal always was, well, the Missouri people have to come over to Kansas and place their bets, so we'll make it up on that side. Now you're not having that influx of however many dollars it was, let's say, I don't know, $1 million, $1.5 million, $2 million, and I don't know what the number was, but where are you going to make up that money from right now,
Spec
right?
says every Sunday is a 40-minute deal.
Oh, my God. I mean,
He's
if you've
like
ever
20
been
here,
by,
20 there.
and I forget the name of the road, like Donahue Road on 435, on the Kansas side, it's the first exit south of the river on 435 in Kansas. I mean, you could have set up a food truck there and made your retirement based on how many people are lined up that were coming over from Missouri to bet on those games. And that's all now lost revenue that Kansas is not going to have. And so while it's funny, to say legalize weed, don't be stupid. Don't raise my taxes anymore until you've maxed out the sin tax.
Read my lips. I will say this. It is funny because I always go to the Quick Trip on Row.
A lot of people do.
And there's literally there's gas pumps, obviously, and then there's like 5 or 4 slots to the right of the gas pumps. And championship weekend, when it was Philly and the Commanders, Chiefs, and the Bills, I pulled into this slot. The bet was on my phone. Guy looks over. I make eye contact. I do the roll down the windows. Didn't ask if he had any Grey Poupon.
Yeah.
But I was like, what are you betting on? He's like, oh, man, we're on Philly Commanders right now. I was like, so anytime Saquon, and we're just going back and forth, knowing exactly what the hell we're doing, both with Missouri license plates, knowing exactly what's going on here, and having a talk of like betting, knowing that both of us had to drive over here to do this.
It's
and
a pain in the
and
ass.
then you go right back home.
And then if you bought gas or something in the store, that store benefits from you. And so, like, there's that trickle-down effect that I don't think people at times think about. And that's why it's so important for Missouri. I'm sure like guys like our friend Rob Maloney, who own the Landing and the Sand Trap now on the Missouri side of the state line. How happy are those guys that now they're bars, now all of a sudden they're gambling halls, right? People are going to sit there all day and drink and watch the games and gamble.
We were talking about it at the diver party we had on Sunday. I was like, imagine like in the summer, like let's say the Royals play at 3 and we're all at the pool and all of a sudden it's 30 minutes before the game starts. It's like, hey, what do you guys all like here? We can all do like a bet and like, pull in a parlay for the Royals or baseball. Like that makes, it just makes things more interesting too. Like you may not watch college basketball, but all of a sudden you might be like, you know what? Like this Caleb Grill kid for Mizzou hits a lot of threes. I'm going to put, on underdog in Missouri, but now you can also do FanDuel in Missouri as well. And be like, I'm going to go both and try to win on both different sides. So yeah, I mean,
you give people the options. I'm not into a restricted government where they're telling me that I can't do something, right? No matter what it is. I want to be able to make that decision for myself. If I want to bet football games, I should be allowed to bet football games. If I want to sit in Kansas, and smoke as much weed as I want, I should be able to do that. Like there shouldn't be these government regulations that tell me I can and can't do those things if they're sin taxes and they're bringing in money to the state. Like, what seems to be the issue with all that, guys? Like, I don't know why it took so long. I know because politics is what it is.
Sure.
But in Missouri, like, it just didn't make sense to go this long with not having sports gambling legalized.
I think for me, the biggest part is, like, I know Mac and I are big on this. We do parlays.
Yeah, sure.
Well, if you do one parlay for a game that starts at noon, and let's say your starting running back that you have a parlay and gets hurt and is out for the game, Your parlay's done.
Yeah, but in underdog, you get get wounded dogs, and you can bring guys back and things like that. They give you those options. Yeah.
But like for instance, if I'm using FanDuel and like my guy goes out, my bet's dead, and there's still a second half to be played. If it's legal to bet, I can just pop right back on. Now again, some people would say, well, you don't have to bet at all if you don't want to. I get that.
Well, that's right, but that's there for you. Yeah. Like if you want to bet, it's there for you. There shouldn't be anybody in the hill country of Missouri or the hill country of Kansas or wherever telling me that I can't do these things if I want to be able to do these things. I always say, if you don't like it, fine, then don't gamble.
Right.
Why is that such a big deal for people?
I don't know. I mean, you don't have to go to the casino,
right,
but it's there.
It's there.
Yeah.
You don't have to smoke weed. It's there. You don't have to smoke cigarettes. You don't have to drink alcohol. You don't have to eat lard. It's all there. Yeah. These are all choices that we make as adults, and they should be there, and adults should be able to make these choices. Yeah. And I don't want to hear about the children.
Yeah. By the way, tomorrow, 8 a.m., Josh Verner will join our show.
All right, baby.
Booking and talking and reflecting all at the same time. Coming up on the other side, why do we keep doing this for Patrick Mahomes? Unnecessary ammo, but hey, I'll take it. Plus, Mac's going to have to buy me lunch. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens. Let me talk to you. Generally, we hear talk about medicine and effective treatments for erectile dysfunction and other men's sexual health issues, weight loss as well. But today, I want to talk to you about love, because love is the best reason to get treated for your ED. ED can cause major relationship issues. In fact, men often push their partners away when ED becomes a problem. The condition can snowball. It can cause depression, arguments, breakups, and it can even contribute to divorce. The one you love is the light of your life, and if you're, like most men, you want to do whatever you can to nurture your relationship. But if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction, you know the impacts the condition is likely having on you and your partner that's caused by ED. But if you go to Heartland Men's Health, treatments work when the pills or herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. Don't forget, they have the 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas, Independence, Missouri, and North Kansas City. Call them today at 844-447-6600 or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Everyone deserves to elevate their beef. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal they'll never forget or impress your friends, neighbors, and coworkers, their Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week, or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Pheasants Forever's National Pheasant Fest and Quail Classic is coming to the Kansas City Convention Center this March 7th through the 9th. Join us for puppy and dog training seminars, a youth village for kids, pollinator and wildlife habitat hunting gear, in the 20th anniversary of Quail Forever. It's National Pheasant Fest and Quail Classic the weekend of March 7th. Presented by Pheasants Forever, Quail Forever, and Federal Ammunition. For more information, log on to pheasantfest.org.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up and chasing down
Look at that sweet moolah!
that big old cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers. See taxslayer.com for eligibility.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Which business owner would you rather be?
Oh, please, oh, please, oh, no, no, no. Don't be the fire marshal, not the fire marshal. Why me? Why me? I'm doomed.
Or this business owner?
Hey, it's the fire marshal. Come on in.
Oh, this won't take long. I see Keller has been here.
Keller Fire and Safety has businesses covered in Kansas, Missouri, and throughout the Midwest for fire protection and safety. One less thing to worry about. Call Keller Fire and Safety.
Keller Fire and Safety.
KellerFire.com.
Taxes was not knowing your full financial picture. Now Taxes is getting and maximizing your refund all in one place. Credit Karma, where a TurboTax expert can do your taxes for you. They'll get you the most money back, guaranteed. Then you can do more with all that money, all in Credit Karma. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Get started today. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Experts only available with TurboTax Live.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Starting on the Kansas side, 35 northbound, you hit delays before Cambridge Circle, and it just crawls up past Southwest Traffic Way or thereabouts. And then from there, you're just off and on again, heavy into downtown with multiple problems. 70 westbound on the Missouri side, heavy into downtown from 27th Street with a couple problems. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Right back here on 96.5 The Fan. Do you love when Patrick Mahomes gets free ammunition?
Oh, I do, and it's already starting.
Yeah.
I mean, this is good stuff already, like not even a week really into the offseason.
Is it over for Mahomes?
This is great.
Is he still going to be dominant?
Patrick Mahomes is taking notes like it's nobody's business right now.
I hope so.
You know?
Or I hope he's just liking everything or bookmarking it all, and then he's on vacation, having fun, goes to Tahoe, plays golf with his buddies, comes back, has Pat camp, and then here we go.
That's right. Here we go en route to another Super Bowl. And the latest one is from NFL.com that ranks the quarterbacks.
By the way, in our rundown, Bob just put another dumb list to piss Mahomes off. 7th, get bent.
Well, that's where they have Mahomes listed as the 7th best quarterback in the National Football League.
Is this according to last year's statistics?
This is the final post-Super Bowl LIX rankings of every quarterback who started a game during the 24 NFL season based on play from the regular season and the playoffs. Here are my rankings 1 through 59 by a gentleman named Nick Shook. Number 1 is Lamar Jackson. Number 2 is Josh Allen.
So his best quarterback isn't the MVP of the league.
That's right. Number 3 is Joe Burrow.
He had a good year.
Decent year. Didn't make the playoffs. I don't think they finished above 500. Jared Goff comes in at number 4. Jaden Daniels coming in at number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Baker Mayfield at number 6. And then I guess the no good Patrick Mahomes coming in at number 7.
So he's basing this off of last year's statistics.
He's basing it off of all of 24, what you did in the playoffs and the postseason, and I should say the postseason, the regular season. Now, ask yourself this question. You can have all the rankings you want.
Mm-hmm.
You're not starting a team in the NFL and not taking Patrick Mahomes at the number 1 overall pick. I don't want to hear anything from anybody. Every single person, if they're starting a team, is starting it with Patrick Mahomes. And that's why this list is so foolish.
Not anymore. It's Saquon Barkley.
Because on no planet is Patrick Mahomes the 7th best quarterback in the NFL, and there are 6 better quarterbacks in this league than Patrick Mahomes. Some of these guys had nice seasons. Patrick Mahomes still went to the Super Bowl for the 3rd consecutive year and led his team to a championship. He may not put up the beautiful numbers that Joe Burrow put up, but Patrick Mahomes knows how to win football games for the most part. Obviously, the game on Sunday against the Eagles is not a good reflection of that, but that's a very rare occurrence in all of this. And so if you're starting a team, you're starting this team with Patrick Mahomes. You're not taking any of these quarterbacks
Jalen Hurts,
above
man.
Patrick
Super Bowl
Mahomes.
MVP, best quarterback in the league. Saquon Barkley, best running back ever.
You're not taking any of
Barry
them.
Sanders. Pfft.
Not taking any of them to start your team over Patrick Mahomes. And I love the love for Jaden Daniels. I do. But let's pump the brakes a little bit on this guy. He's played 1 year in the NFL and had a good year. Very nice year. He's not better than Patrick Mahomes.
No.
Baker Mayfield, nice year. You're not picking him over Patrick Mahomes. Lamar can't beat Mahomes. Burrow hasn't beaten Mahomes in a century, it feels like now, and he's on the list. And Daniels hasn't done anything except have one good year, and then Jared Goff in the mix as well. And Josh Allen has been good in the regular season, but can't beat Mahomes when it matters most, and that's in the postseason.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want Andy Reid. He can't win Coach of the Year.
Yeah, of course.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, he's not a great coach. He doesn't win Coach of the Year. Mike Vrabel, Coach of the Year favorite. Ben Johnson, never been a head coach for. Coach of the Year favorite.
That's right.
Andy Reid, 15-2. Yeah. That is, I mean, I get the list because they're going off statistics, but like, come on.
Use your brain, though. That's why I don't like stats, because stats get in the way of logic. Well, look at all these numbers.
You like stats, but you don't like stats like that.
Well, like when it takes the reality of the conversation away, and you want to use stats to tell me that Baker Mayfield's better than Patrick Mahomes, I want you to sit on a hot poker. I mean, like, that's how we'll do those things. You want to use stats to tell me Lamar is better than Patrick Mahomes? I want you to take a sanity test. You want to use stats to tell me Josh Allen is better than Patrick Mahomes? I'm going to check you for dementia. I mean, it's just kind of where I am on this. None of these quarterbacks are better than Patrick Mahomes, and none of these quarterbacks are anybody you want lining up under center when you have 2 minutes to go and you're down by 4 and you're at your own 25-yard line. Josh Allen had that opportunity. How'd that work out for him?
And which one of those quarterbacks went to the Super Bowl this year?
That's right, Patrick Mahomes.
Just check.
Where is Hurts on this list? 9. He's 9.
That's fine.
So Mahomes is 7th. Hurts is 9.
Stafford is 8.
I was going to say Stafford's got to be 8.
Yeah.
The next quarterback for the New York Giants.
Yeah, it could be. And then Jordan Love comes in at number 10.
Ooh.
Damn.
Is Jordan Love a top 10 quarterback in the NFL?
Not after last year.
I think Jordan Love is taking a big step back.
I'd take C.J. Stroud over Jordan Love.
Geno Smith, they have at number 12.
He had a decent year.
Geno Smith at number 12. I don't think he finished the season in Seattle, did he?
Oh, he missed a couple games with injury, but he came back. He was he was good. 12's probably a little too high.
Where's your boy Rodgers?
Where's Herbert?
Herbert's 11.
Okay.
All right.
I'd have Herbert above Love.
I would too.
Yeah, those guys are like Stroud. That's the same tier.
Stroud is 15 on the list. Bryce Young 16.
Look
Good
at
for
Bryce
Young.
Look at Bryce
Good
coming
for
up.
Bryce Young.
All they need to do is get benched for the red rifle.
That's it.
Aaron Rodgers 22. You're telling me, Aaron? There's it's not
32.
No. If he's basing it off of last year, that's false. There weren't 10 quarterbacks worse than Aaron Rodgers. It's not true.
No, there's 59 quarterbacks on the list.
Oh.
Anybody who took a snap has been rated.
Okay. All right.
By the way, did you hear what Ben Roethlisberger said about his alma mater in the NFL? Says they got to get up with the times. Otherwise, because people used to want to come to Pittsburgh to win championships, not so much anymore. Because that goes back to the topic of Trevor Lawrence on Up and Adams.
Yeah, yeah.
And he put the rumors to bed. He's like, I don't want to leave here. Great PR he's got. He's like, I don't want to leave Jacksonville. Why would I want to leave? I can give you 15 reasons.
Yeah, a lot of reasons why you want to leave.
Number one's that piss pool that people sit in for the entire game and never get out.
Ugh, disgusting.
Nah, I don't know, man. Like, it's fine. Like, give Patrick Mahomes all the ammunition you can. New haircut. New year. Chip on your shoulder. Because, see, that's what'll happen. That's what'll happen. Everyone will come out next year, and Mahomes will start the season off like, let's just say he starts the season off 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1,500 yards, and it's week 5. And then all of a sudden, everybody will be like, Well, no one was doubting Mahomes. Like, you guys put this fake chip on his shoulder.
No, we've got these receipts right here. A lot of people said, is it over for Patrick Mahomes? I mean, that Monday after the Super Bowl, it was burned down the Mahomes kingdom, man.
Yeah.
Everybody took their shots. Everybody took their shots at Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And look, you get an opportunity to do that. You're not going to get many more.
I do like this text because we got this a lot. If you put Josh Allen with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes with Sean McDermott, are the results the same? I doubt it, is what the response is. That's what they said.
The results, like the Chiefs are still on top?
Would Josh Allen be doing what Mahomes and Andy Reid are doing in Kansas City?
No. I think Patrick Mahomes is just a different quarterback. Like, Josh Allen would be
Buffalo
like every
would have 2 Super Bowls.
If Andy Reid was the coach of the Bills?
No, if Andy Reid was still the coach of the Chiefs, but Josh Allen and Mahomes swapped.
Oh.
Would Mahomes take Buffalo to the promised land and do it?
Yeah. I think Mahomes would have more success in Buffalo than Josh Allen would have in Kansas City.
Pat Mahomes.
I think both would have a Super Bowl for sure.
And I misspoke. He is the Red Rocket, not the Red Rifle. My bad.
Yeah. That's Andrew Dalton, right?
Yep. The Red Rifle, man. They brought him back in Carolina. He ain't going anywhere.
No, 2 years they're bringing him back. That's a smart move.
Dude, Chase Daniel, smartest football player of all time.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
no doubt.
And now you're on a TV show?
Yeah.
And you get paid for that?
Yeah, that's why if you're a backup, you never want to play. You never want to play. But, yeah, they're bringing back Andy Dalton 2 years in Carolina.
Yeah.
2 years for a backup quarterback because he had a great relationship with the quarterback, which is smart.
Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and if
works.
Andy Dalton wants to do this, that's great. I mean, Carolina has a better backup than I don't know how many teams have a starter in the NFL right now. The Giants, the Jets, I mean, you can go down the list of teams right now that probably Tennessee, Cleveland, maybe Jacksonville, where Carolina has a better backup than they have starters. No? What has Trevor Lawrence done?
Well, Andy Dalton hasn't done anything either, if we're talking about what they've done. I just think
Andy
right
Dalton's had a better career than Trevor Lawrence has had.
Well,
yeah, it's been longer.
Yeah, it's been longer.
Much longer.
By
Much more
longer.
successful.
10 years. Yeah.
But Trevor Lawrence hasn't done anything in this league. Trevor
so
Lawrence has been a big disappointment.
He's won a playoff game.
He should welcome. Yeah, he did.
Already did. That's as much as Andy Dalton's done, by the way. Andy Dalton's won one playoff game.
But he should welcome the trade to Pittsburgh. If you're Trevor Lawrence, that's going to a winning organization with a great head coach. Who's their coach in Jacksonville now?
Duval.
Yeah, what's that guy's name? John Johnson or whatever the hell his name is?
Cohen.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I'm Trevor Lawrence, man.
Right, the Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, exactly.
Duval.
That's the guy? There it is.
Yeah, Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
He came back from the dead to coach the Jaguars. That's how bad it is in Jacksonville.
It's so bad. Like Trevor Lawrence,
Yeah.
you sound like a complete loser. I don't want to go to Pittsburgh. Why? Because they win and they may make you work hard?
Yeah. You brought this up in a text, and somebody brought it up on a text line. Do you think Dylan Raiola will cut his hair now?
Somebody was tweeting that yesterday. There's so many great memes of that.
By the way, can we talk about haircuts in the NFL right now? There is a renaissance going on with quarterbacks in there.
What is Lamar doing, by the way?
He just took his braids out.
Okay.
But he looks like Andre 3000 from Outkast.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious. Like, I respect that. That flow is awesome.
Is he going to stay
I
with the
hope.
hair like
He's
that?
got it before.
I don't know.
That's awesome. Like, his flow is past his shoulders.
That was crazy to see.
And you know that feels good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Getting that out,
Free.
growing out.
Yes.
Like, But, like, what's next? Mahomes cut his hair. Lamar was on TMZ Sports with his new hairstyle, which is just take his braids out, let it all loose, and let it low. Does Trevor Lawrence cut his hair? He's the next one. That's got to go, man. You got to stop looking like Marilyn Manson and Macaulay Culkin had a child.
Yeah. That's a good one. The flow has to go.
Maybe the hair's been getting in his eyes.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford cut his hair?
What could he really do, though? He's at that age where I am. Like, your hair is your hair at this point.
Who, Stafford?
Yeah.
And his wife probably likes it. They got a thing. He's 40. You can just keep it.
Yeah.
Is there another?
What about Burrow? Has he come back with the Slim Shady?
He already shaved his once and came back. He's a guy that just needs to keep it the way it is.
Yeah, just keep it.
I mean, come on. I mean, that guy, envy right there. Gosh, who would be another one?
Like Stroud hasn't been there long enough to have a hair change.
No, but Trevor does because it's noticeably long.
That's like his trademark.
Yeah,
and
he hasn't cut it forever.
Yeah.
So maybe it's time to just go with the
You think Kyler Murray even knows guys are changing their hair right now? Or is he playing video games?
He's still playing Call of Duty right now. Yeah, hasn't getting to sleep.
Somebody said Derrick Henry cut his hair at the end of the season.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, yeah, he cut the big.
Yeah.
The horn got cut off.
I mean, that must be hard to get under your helmet.
Well, I mean, it's just
and then somebody pulls on that.
Yeah.
because
Part
you
of the
can,
jersey.
Part of the jersey, yeah.
Trevor Lawrence looks like the guy on TV in Jungle Law.
He does, no doubt.
Justin Herbert could cut his hair. He kind of did.
Yeah.
But not really.
He still looks like a child to me.
He really does. And that's coming from me. He really does.
He looks like a child.
And when he gets in the playoffs, he plays like one.
Yeah.
Threw what, 1 interception all year, through 4 in the playoff game?
Yeah, I think it was 2 and 4. Yeah, that's bad.
Stafford needs some just for men hair coloring. Nah, dude, let that go gray, baby.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get gray in my
Stafford's
beard.
fine.
Oh, yeah, 50-50 it. Let's go.
Yeah. The
Salt and
silver
pep.
fox, man.
Absolutely. It sells.
I mean, Bob stole Kling's
I was gonna
hairstyle.
say.
Yeah.
Both better looking with it.
Bob's getting hit on all the time.
Well, so are you.
And break.
Yeah. I don't know. I would just think it'd be hilarious because, like, Mahomes does. It's just weird how that, like, how everything, like, lines up. Because, like, Mahomes is shown outside of his grandfather's funeral with a new haircut. And then Lamar, like, the very next
it's
day.
that time of year,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, it's that time of year. If you're going
What
to
are we
change it,
gonna talk
change
about?
it now. But the Dylan Raiola thing, like,
If he cuts his hair,
That's bad.
I will lose it.
if he cuts his hair,
Right.
Mahomes does need to file a restraining order on that
Something.
guy because
That's
that's weird.
What if he does and it's the same one?
Yeah, then you got problems. I mean, I'll just say you got to grow up, man. Like you're borderline adult. You're quarterback at Nebraska. You can't act like this.
I've defended him, but I wouldn't be able to defend that. That would be rough. If he
I
goes
mean, the
with him with
memes
the
of
new,
people like
yeah.
sprinting where it says, Dylan Raiola running to the barber after Patrick Mahomes gets his hair cut.
Hey, Dylan, why'd you cut your hair? It's just time.
Yeah, exactly.
Pat, why'd you cut your hair? It's just time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Dylan Raiola starts doing a Mahomes voice.
Oh, my. Or he just answers every question. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet he wishes he could go out this year.
He's
His
coming
stock
back to
would
Nebraska,
rise.
right?
Yep.
Is he for sure?
I think that's.
I
I
think
think
he's
Or did he
back.
try to get into Texas Tech?
Oh, my. Now we're just clowning the guy.
Well, rightfully so.
Yeah.
You're kind of a
Same
grown-up
numbers.
imitating another grown-up. That's weird.
Trevor Lawrence is an albino avatar.
Wow.
Wow.
Raiola's had that haircut for years. I doubt he cuts it. LOL. Mahomes had that haircut since he was a sophomore in college. Just
Right.
cut it. We'll see.
What if Raiola, though, like woke up last week, is like, I need to cut my hair, and then Mahomes did it. Now he's like, I'm stuck. Because if he does it, then everybody's going to just think he did it because of Mahomes.
Mac, where do you want to get lunch in a couple of months? Because you're buying, dude.
is so
You want to go to Longboards and get that Big Mac wrap?
Longboards, that's fine.
I know you'll never eat this, but Longboards, you're familiar? Mm-hmm. They have a wrap of the month. Let me know if you would smash or pass on this, by the way. I know it's not the segment. So they just announced this is at stores all the way around. I guess I lost it already. But it's a Big Mac wrap. It has Thousand Island dressing, ground beef, pickles, onions, lettuce, and it's basically a Big Mac in a wrap.
Yeah, I'd eat that, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Is it guilty pleasure a Big Mac? Like, I don't really eat them all the time, but every once in a while, like 3 times a year, you'll see that Buick go through that drive-thru, and I'll take the number one.
I'm trying to think of it. Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't do it. I really shouldn't. 55 Big Macs, 55 fries, 55 Cokes, 55, you know? I mean, my goodness. It's just so good.
No, I would smash that. Yeah, we can go there. We can go there after Jackson Dart gets drafted in the first round. That was our bet off of the air.
Oh, he's
It's
getting
happening,
drafted
dude.
in the first round. Of course it is. I mean, he's a quarterback.
It's insane.
He's a quarterback, and there's no quarterbacks. Let's just call it what it is. Shador Sanders is not a quarterback in the NFL. The other guy in Miami's telling you're all going to be sorry if you don't draft me. Jackson Dart can throw a football, and now all the draft nerds are starting to talk about him. That guy is going to rocket up the draft board.
Well,
He's
they're
gonna
already
dart
saying
it.
they're already saying he's more talented than Shador Sanders. That's what
I
I'm
mean,
reading.
I think
Which
we've
I'm
all
like,
been we've all been
Yeah.
fed Shador Sanders, right?
Well,
If
yeah.
we were fed Jackson Dart like we were Shador Sanders, see, this is the problem with the draft. We all just go with what we were shown on Saturday afternoons, and we all think these guys are good, and we really don't know. And now you're getting into the nitty gritty, and people are going back and looking at the tape, and the hype machine's long gone, and all that kind of stuff. And guys are starting to stand out a little bit more because you're taking kind of a step back and looking at the entire group as opposed to just the 3 people we were told at the beginning of college football season are the 3 best players out there right now.
This is from...
Like Abdul Carter's the number 1 prospect in this draft, and it's not even close in my opinion.
Yeah, don't think it's a discussion.
And if Tennessee doesn't take him number 1 overall, well, that's why they're Tennessee.
Did you see, like, New England taking him?
I don't think he falls that far.
Well, Tennessee could trade. That's
Oh,
what
I
could
see
happen.
what you're saying.
Because then you have Vrabel's like player.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like his Mahomes.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, that's he's going, like, based on
Andy,
what we saw out
Andy
of Philadelphia.
Mahomes, that guy in Vrabel.
I mean, Abdul Carter's sick. He's going to wreck games. He's
going to be amazing.
He's going to be awesome.
He's Micah Parsons 2.0.
Yeah, he's the best player in this draft. And if he's not taken number 1 overall, that GM should be fired immediately, whoever is drafting at that spot. Because Travis Henry, Hunter,
Travis Henry.
I don't know why I would say Travis Hunter, Shador Sanders, Cam Ward, none of these guys are going to be as good as what Abdul Carter's going to be. And that's why you have to draft the best available player. You go in thinking you need a position, you're going to fail, and you're going to fail miserably. Like, Shador Sanders may be a nice player, but there's so much to deal with if you're a team with Shador Sanders. That may knock him down a couple of pegs. If you're a team looking for a quarterback, you may just say, I'll go with Andy Dalton this year, just for lack of a better example, as opposed to dealing with Shador Sanders, because if he doesn't play, it's going to be your fault. Deion's going to talk smack about you. You know how it's all going to be. If I'm a coach, especially a guy like Brian Daboll, who's on my last, I don't want to deal with that nonsense. I don't want to deal with that mess. I'm going to take the best available player in the draft, regardless of position.
This is from Doug Farr. Is that how you say that? Farrar?
Farrar? Farrar.
Farrar, F-A-R-R-A-R. Farrar.
Brett Favre. The hell's Brett Favre doing here? I'm here to play the Dolphins, you dumbass. Okay, this is his tweet. I've now done 3 rounds of Jackson Dart tape. First off.
Yeah, okay. Congratulations to you, big
lot of Ole Miss football watching there. And I'm convinced that this is a first-round talent as much as Sanders and Ward. You heard Cam Ward's comments yesterday?
Yep.
Yeah.
Rough.
I'm the best quarterback in the draft. Anybody who misses on me, I'll remember forever. I love it.
I like it, but does that make you want to draft the guy?
Yes, because he's overcame obstacles his entire career.
But he also didn't he quit on his team after throwing an interception?
I don't believe
this year?
I don't believe that to be true.
Okay, because I was reading a story about that yesterday.
It was a bowl game. I think that he played. He played the first half, and then he played, and then they sat out because of obvious reasons. They don't want to get injured and risk draft cap. Yeah. I don't believe that he quit.
Okay.
Holes in his game, sure, but as far as I can see, we might be overselling them. There is a ton to like and develop here.
Yeah, that's him on Jackson Dart. And then the first comment is from Matt Miller, who's one of the NFL draft scouts that does a good podcast about that kind of stuff. He says the gap between Sanders and Dart for me is razor thin and thinning. And that's sort of like, okay, all the draft people are now on
like
Jackson
thinner
Dart.
than Paulie's garlic?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Thinner than that slice of meat that Kramer tried to shove into the door for the cat.
Man.
You start to see this kind of stuff, you start to say, okay, there's conversations happening. Like, these guys are getting information from other scouts. They're talking at Senior Bowls and all this kind of stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being a first-round selection. I'd be more surprised if he's not now a first-round selection with the desperation of quarterbacks in this league. I think Jackson Dart does go in the first round. And I don't think he goes ahead of Shador because the peer pressure is going to be there. I don't think he goes ahead of Cam Ward.
Oh, he's going in the first round. He's going in the top 10.
Yeah, he may be a top 10 quarterback right now. And I don't know if he's good or not or the other, but I mean, you got the people who do this for a living saying he's good. And so I'm more in on that than I were if it was like somebody like myself saying he's really good, right? These guys study this kind of stuff. And now people are getting excited about Jackson Dart.
Do you think it's cap that Shador Sanders said that he only plays with the Cleveland Browns on Madden?
I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a complete lie.
Yeah.
I mean,
because if you're playing with the Cleveland Browns and that's all you're doing, you're an idiot. And I wouldn't draft you on that reasoning alone.
He says that's who he thinks he's going to go to, so that's the only team he plays with.
Yeah, because all those people are going to be there when you get there.
He's like, it's really fun to blitz with Myles Garrett. Oh, wait.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm really going to love standing behind Creepazoid down there who's getting massage. Oh, wait, he's going to be gone too.
Oh, yeah, don't hand it off to Nick Chubb and
he's going to. Exactly, yeah.
And it's gone. Dusty, you better get that Chuck Norris from Longboards. What is the Chuck Norris 816? Please explain. I need to know what that is. Somebody says, yes, a good way to put a Big Mac is a guilty pleasure. It is, man. Like, I know I'm not supposed to have it.
Like, you feel like you just want to punch yourself after you eat it?
As soon as I eat it, I'm like, I should probably go, somewhere else.
I think a Blizzard is probably that guilty pleasure for me.
I get the minis now.
The minis are perfect.
It's perfect.
Perfect size. Yep. The mini Blizzard is the perfect size. Yeah. Went to Andy's the other day, had this triple chocolate thing. Oh my God.
I always get
Andy's.
It's called the James Brown jackhammer is what I get, which sounds sexual. But hit me. But no, it's like I think it's like cookie dough and brownie, and then they core out the middle and put hot fudge.
Oh, that's terrific.
Wow. Yeah, dude, your ankles will swell immediately.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta go see like Big Lou after that, dude.
But I'll tell you, this triple chocolate concrete.
Yeah, how'd your jaw go after that? Lock up?
Oh.
Yeah, dude.
I only ate about half, put the other half in the freezer, ate it the next day.
Perfect.
Oh.
Got to take the spoon out though.
You do, yeah.
Yep. I will say they are building a new Andy's in Lee Summit, which is perfect because it doesn't matter if it's 5 p.m. or 9 p.m. The line is like getting into Arrowhead.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's legit. Like when you have something that is as good as Andy's, people will wait for it, and they don't care because it's legit. It's awesome.
I also heard a rumor there's a Costco coming to Lee Summit.
There is?
From what I heard.
Wow.
From what I heard.
Wow,
And a
Lee
Chick-fil-A
Summit
and a
moving up in the
Q39.
world.
All this stuff being
Damn.
built out there, yeah.
Isn't that
man?
So I'm going to move to Kansas.
It's interesting, though, because you see with the Costco in Overland Park and the Costco in Independence, like, usually Costco doesn't oversaturate.
Well, I mean, Lee Summit's perfect, I think. Because I know the area that's rumored is where they say it's going to be off 50 Highway and like Purcell's, which I know you're unfamiliar, but it's like there's this huge empty lot where all these trucks sit, and it's massive, and it's 5 seconds from my house.
Yeah, I'm just like, I know the Costco way of thinking. That's what I'm like, that seems like an oversaturation because you have Independence, you have the 119th location.
But Independence is in some parts of Lee Summit 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
And now you can kind of
I guess they have Lenexa in Overland Park. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, if they're going to do it, great. They know what they're doing. They obviously know what they're doing from a business standpoint. But I just know that's like looking and studying Costco, which I have read books and stuff on. Like that's oversaturating the area. That's what they used to be anyway.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. We're old men. We talk about grocery stores. The Royals are doing something that I love and that you will all love as well. And no, they're not calling up Jack Caglione. I'm calming down text line. It's something different. When we come back, we'll explain. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Fesco and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at QC Kinetics can help you deal with that nagging joint pain because it impacts everything in your life, right? Walking, climbing stairs, even getting in and out of the car is painful. I'm talking about that always there joint pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulder, and your back. But here's the good news. QC Kinetics, groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain. Long-term relief is now possible. At QC Kinetics, their regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetic patients would tell you, don't wait, make the call today and talk to those local medical professionals. These new orthobiologic cellular therapies, including PRP treatments, can revitalize your joints without going under the knife. And there's no downtime. Joint pain does not get better with time. So before it's absolutely debilitating, see if you're a candidate for these life-changing regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
March is almost here, and college basketball is reaching its most exciting stretch of the season. Right now, new customers on FanDuel can get $150 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $150 extra bucks to bet on everything from conference clashes to tournament upsets, and even who's cutting down the nets. If you've been waiting to join FanDuel, there's no better time. The app is easy to use, and when you win, you'll get paid instantly. So visit FanDuel.com/Alex and get in on the college hoops action before March takes over. FanDuel is an official sports betting partner of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com.
At Skechers, we put the S in comfort. Now, I know you're probably spelling comfort in your head and asking yourself, wait a second, is that possible? Or am I just a really bad speller? Look, I don't know your spelling aptitude, but Skechers most definitely put the S in comfort because Skechers is the comfort technology company, and Skechers has developed fits and features that change everything you know about comfort. We're talking fits like Relax Fit, Arch Fit, Massage Fit, Stretch Fit, and more. And comfort features like Skechers' exclusive world-famous air-cooled memory foam. Or hands-free Skechers slip-ins, the ultimate in comfort and convenience. It's footwear you just step into and they're on, just like that. No touching your shoes, no bending down. Come on, how comfortable is that? Now, if you still don't believe me and you don't understand how Skechers put the S in comfort, there's only one thing left to do. Go try your own pair of Skechers. See for yourself how Skechers put the S in comfort. Find Skechers, including slip-ins, at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up and chasing down.
Look at that sweet moolah!
That big old cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers. See TaxSlayer.com for eligibility.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Notice signs of roof damage after the storms last year? Don't delay and schedule your repair today. Century Roofing's no-pressure inspection with our trusted roofing experts will determine if enough damage exists to warrant filing a claim. Century Roofing is celebrating 35 years and has been voted best in Johnson County for the third year in a row. Trust the pillars of strength with KC-based and female-owned. Century Roofing, your hometown roofing team. CenturyRoofingKC.com.
Century Roofing. Trust the pillars of strength.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Metro Ford online at kcmetroford.com. Missouri side 29 southbound is a mess. Heavy from Armour just crawls down across the Bond Bridge past Front Street. Once you get to the Paseo exit, things pick up and move a little better. There's some icy conditions crossing that bridge, keeping it very heavy. Metro Ford off Noland Road in Independence is your Ford F-150 headquarters. Right now, get over $13,000 in savings on select new XLT Ford F-150s. When's the last time you saw deals like that? These trucks are moving fast. So hurry to Metro Ford online at kcmetroford.com. See dealer for details. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
There we go. Number one question on ESPN today. How do the Chiefs fix the offensive line?
Well, Steve, they can either go trade for somebody, sign somebody, or draft somebody. Next question.
Mm-hmm. Next question.
Well, I mean, the questions that they ask are just so ridiculous.
Have you ever been next question?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
The worst.
I'm trying to think who. I mean, Vermeil yelled at me one time, and
Rick Barnes next questioned me.
He next questioned you.
Yeah.
Yadi Ermelina said I had a stupid question.
I
And then
think-
grabbed you by my credential and pulled me in.
Oh.
Brutal. I still have the audio.
He doesn't need to be doing that, though.
I was really
BS.
hoping he was going to punch me and I'd get a lawsuit.
Oh, yeah, you would be sitting here right now.
Oh, it was awesome.
I mean,
can tell you-
I wouldn't let you sit here right now if you got a lawsuit.
I can tell you the story. There's a game between the Royals and Cardinals, and maybe it wasn't Flaherty, but there was a pitcher thrown out because they got into like a beanball. Like guys got hit back and forth in this series, and then they just threw the pitcher out for the Cardinals after he hit a guy. No warning, no nothing.
Milos Mikolas.
I do love Mikolas. He's a funny guy. He hit a kingpin reference in the locker room, and I was like, Munson? You don't get Munson out here. He's like, you get it. And I was like, yeah. He's like, none of these guys have seen Kingpin.
Are you kidding me? A bunch of old baseball reporters haven't seen Kingpin?
It was more so the players.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it's older movie now.
Well, and Dominican culture. Like, I doubt they even know who Woody Harrelson is.
I mean, you think about it. I mean, Kingpin's probably 30 years old now.
Oh, I'm sure it's, here we go, Mac. I bet it's 1996.
Well, because I know my friend Britt married a Munson. We used to say, oh, you got Munson, you know? And so that had to be 30 years ago.
On the dot.
96?
96.
Ain't done.
Yeah, 29 years ago. Yeah.
Close to the dot.
Wow.
On the dot.
30 years
2 p.m.
ago.
to 6 p.m. C dot.
Yeah. But I mean, think about that. 30 years ago, that movie was made. Most of those guys in that locker room are 21, 22, 23.
And
20,
Mikolas isn't that old.
No, he's not that old.
So anyways, long story short, basically what happened, they got kicked out. This was like Sal and Yachty's like last hurrah with each other. You know how they're like kind of like 1 and 2.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And I talked to him about Sal Perez, being whatever an influence. You've been an influence to Sal. He's like, oh yeah, Sal, great guy. I was like, so your pitcher, he got thrown out. He's like, yeah, he said they tried to do it on purpose. And I was like, was it on purpose? I mean, what a dumb question. What a stupid question. And I had my 6'10" at the time credential, and he pulled me in by it. And I mean, we're like nose to nose. And I'm just like, okay.
Well, that's a bully, though. That's the stuff that they try to do to young reporters, which I think is
it's crazy,
horrible. I think it's stupid that players react that way and try to bully. It happens in baseball more than any other sport. They try to bully. I'm going to be this big man in this clubhouse where you can't sit on the couch and look in my locker, but meanwhile it's wide open. That's what they try to do. They try to bully you, and that's a bully tactic by Yachty or Molina. And quite honestly, I don't like that tactic. That's the guy that they're talking about being manager of a Major League Baseball club, and he's bullying a reporter in Kansas City for asking about.
I'll have to find it on my phone, but I have the audio saved because all my St. Louis friends like, dude, that's awesome. What happens if you would have hit you? I'd have been like, money.
You'd been on an island somewhere by yourself, rolling in dough.
I mean, on TMZ.
Yeah, I mean, there's
not dead.
like all these people who think like you wouldn't sue the team if something like that happened to you. You're out of your mind.
Oh, dude,
owning that sucker.
I mean, everybody would have gone. I mean, I'd be like, hey, you know what? I'll just go away. 10 mil.
I mean, like Karen Kornacki getting shot in the eye by D. Brown and getting nothing out of that deal, or Alan Eskew getting the phone thrown at him by Hal, and they promised him a crab cake dinner in Baltimore on the next road trip, and that poor sack is still waiting for that crab cake dinner. Like, if a manager threw a phone and hit me in the face, there's no chance I'm leaving that place without a check.
Think I'm a damn fool?
Sorry, Scoop. I hit you. You threw a damn phone at me.
Say Scoot?
Scoop. Yeah, Scooters. Yeah, Scoot. I was thinking about Scoot the other day.
Great guy.
Yeah, I love Scoot.
I'd like to have been with that guy in like the 80s.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine?
I wouldn't be alive today.
No, not a
By the way,
chance.
Scoot was a guy from New Orleans who does a show out there. I think it's called like Scoot and the Boys or something
I have no idea what it's called, but we were on it. They loved us.
And then he came to the Odyssey party. He's like, hey, man, you guys are awesome. I'm like, dude, Scoot, you're awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of awesome, the Royals, powder blue, full go all season. Love it.
Yeah, that's their home alternates this year. Full tops and bottoms. Finally getting back to what everybody loves. And they've never worn those. Like, other than that opening day, they never wore those uniforms at home. Those were road uniforms all those years. And so now we get the opportunity, I think it's going to be every Friday or whenever they wear the alternates at home, to be full powder blue. And that is the best uniform combination in Kansas City sports history. I don't think anybody will debate that.
Low bar.
It is a very low bar. You're right.
Chiefs have never changed.
No.
We don't have any other sports teams. I mean, Sporting KC's jerseys are sick.
Yeah,
they're sick powder blue.
Yeah, I like the Currents uniforms, but these powder blues, man.
KC Currents uniforms are nice.
Yeah.
Comets are okay. Mavericks were cool with that bluish and orange. Like, I thought that was all right. But again, it's not better than powder blue.
No.
I do love the Royal City Connect jerseys, too.
But I think
when they wear the City Connect with the white pants with the powder blue stripe, brioche.
I think they're done.
Really, the City Connect?
Yeah, I think
City Connect's out?
I think they were only like 3 years, and they're supposed to do another new edition of. And I could be wrong about that, but I think they was like a 3-year shelf life for these things, and they're going to release new ones, so you buy it. You know how that goes. But I think everybody's going to saddle up and buy the powder blue. I just want the pants. I mean, I think the powder blue pants would be better to have.
Are they going to have the old school 80 elastic strap?
I hope so. I hope
Tuesday.
So. Man, you have the elastic strap with the Kansas City across the chest and the block letters like it used to be. Like that, I don't understand for all these years when the Royals had literally nothing to sell us from an on-field standpoint, why they didn't bring back these powder blue uniforms 2 decades ago. Maybe Glass didn't want to write a check for an alternate uniform or something like that, which is very possible. And so that's probably why they didn't bring it back. But when you're not winning games, you got to give the fans something fun to cheer for, right? Bring back those powder blue uniforms. You just sold a lot of those in those abyss years of Kansas City Royals baseball.
Yeah. All white Chiefs are nice. They're clean. I like those.
I just wish we had some sort of alternate. I mean, I'm not going to stop beating that drum.
Well, you know what they say, wish in one hand and something in the other.
Yeah, I
and
know.
the other one's filling up a lot faster.
But, I mean, imagine all red in a black helmet or all white in a black helmet or all white in a white helmet and go with that ice look like Cincinnati has.
Don't forget we have our poll question today because Fesco was sitting on the couch last night and he had 2 movie options, Sandlot and Goodfellas. Which movie would you choose, Sandlot or Goodfellas? So far, Sandlot still leads 62.2% over Goodfellas at 37.8%.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
No, you can't. That was like the conundrum last night. Like there's certain nights where there's nothing on, and then you have Goodfellas and Sandlot on dueling channels. What the hell?
Which one did you choose?
Goodfellas.
There you go. I would choose Sandlot. Thanks to Blair, listener Blair. He gave me a Sandlot poster with every single person's autograph above their character. I got to figure out how to frame that.
I think I started with Sandlot, and then it went like right to commercial, and so then I flipped over to Goodfellas, and it got going. And
What's your favorite scene in Sandlot? Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I've seen Sandlot for sure.
Top 3. Number 1, 4th of July.
I think the dog coming over the fence is always cool because it reminds me of like we all had
The
that neighbor
beast.
that you thought was the biggest jerk in the world. Like Poosties were our people, and they were the worst. They tried to sue us for putting in a pool and just horrible people. So like that reminds me of that growing up, like that part of child. Because if you lost the ball in Poosties yard, you were screwed.
Yeah,
you were screwed.
I would say the 4th of July scene when Ham Porter's like running through and grabbing all the food with him, guys, and then they hit the ball, and Ray Charles is no, wait a minute. Number 2, the Wendy Peppercorn scene.
Yeah, of course, the Wendy
that's
Peppercorn. Yeah, that should be number 1.
And then number 3 is the very end where they all come full circle, and Smalls is calling the game for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I guess he took Vince Scully's job.
Yeah.
And the Jet steals
The Jet
home.
steals home.
And he's like,
Yeah,
the
I
Jet
could
stole
go-
home.
yeah.
I mean, look.
Yeah, I'm
dude.
getting it too, yeah.
Top 3 scenes.
I don't know. The carnival scene's up there too.
They all puke.
They throw up.
Yeah. Big Chief, the best. What is it? You're killing me, Smalls. It's chew. What do? You chew it, of course.
They're all vomiting. Ugh.
The s'mores scene's hilarious where old man Myrtle's story becomes reality, and like Squints has obviously fabricated the story throughout years and years and years. That scene's great.
Not knowing who Babe Ruth is pretty cool too, because that's like Mac.
And with that, we break. Yeah, come back. We'll give you a Bill Self stat that you're not going to believe and what he had to say after last night's brutal loss to BYU. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan. You're home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty.
I just want to say how awesome it is to have Bob Fesco and Legend Likens on every morning to start my day. I freaking love you guys.
On your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, parents, you're looking for something to do today or tomorrow with the kids while they're home in this cold weather, you need to take them bowling because it's perfect for you as well. And I mentioned their world-class bar. We'll get to that in just one second. But you're looking for something fun to do indoors, obviously, with the kids. They got to burn that energy. They're tired of being around the house. Call up friends, grab a group, and go bowling, and they will love it, and you'll love it as well because bowling is perfect for everyone. It's football plus bowling plus bar, and that equals Bowling Warehouse, Kansas City. It's Casey's funkiest sports entertainment venue located at 435 and State Line. And like I said, they got a world-class bar. Cocktails are unbelievable. Beer selection out of this world. And while you're taking and having the opportunity to burn off a little steam, so are the kids because they're running around throwing footballs at the bowling pins, trying to knock them all down, re-racking them, playing again over and over and over again. And they get an opportunity to do something fun, and you get an opportunity to tire them out as well, especially on days like this when you're saying, what should we do with the kids? Take everybody bowling. It's perfect for everyone. Reserve a lane at FowlingKC.com. That's FowlingKC.com and get your foal on.
Winter is more than half over and things are looking up. But before we start thinking about spring lawn care, I'd like to ask you to look up at your trees. This is Larry Ryan at Ryan Lawn and Tree. And right now, before the leaves fill in, is a great time to find and take care of old storm damage, remove dead branches, and carefully prune trees for better growth and storm resilience. Now is also when you can save 15% with our winter rates. Our team of master pruners and certified arborists is unmatched in both skill and care. And at Ryan Lawn and Tree, they're also employee owners. You're not just a customer, you're their customer. I think you'll be impressed with the difference that makes. So will your valuable trees. Take advantage of our winter rates and enjoy 15% off all tree services when you book before March 1st. Call today or book online at ryanlawn.com/tree.
It starts as a nuisance and you just put up with it, but then that awful joint pain impacts everything in your life. Walking, climbing stairs, even getting in and out of the car hurts. Hey, it's Bob Fesco. I'm talking about that always there joint pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, and back. But here's the good news. QC Kinetics. Groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain. Long-term relief is now possible with no downtime. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetics patients would tell you, don't wait, make the call today. These new orthobiologic cellular therapies, including PRP treatments, can revitalize your joints without going under the knife. Look, joint pain doesn't get better with time, so before it's absolutely debilitating, see if you're a candidate for these life-changing regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone. 816-412-6299.
Now, your Live Nation lineup.
Don't miss these upcoming shows. Sebastian Maniscalco, Saturday, February 22nd at T-Mobile Center. Daniel Tosh, Tuesday, June 17th at Kansas City Music Hall. Chicago, June 28th at Starlight. Goo Goo Dolls, Friday, August 22nd at Starlight. And Lincoln Park, Sunday, August 31st at T-Mobile Center.
For tickets and info, hit up livenation.com.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Spring forward with real unlimited data from Straight Talk this tax season and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. So you can stream games during Mad March hours, check the weather for April showers, and watch gardening videos about May flowers. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 4/15/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires purchase of single line Gold Unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Buy 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic Motor Oil and get a $15 gift card after rebate, plus 2 times points at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side, 29 southbound, gets heavy at Armour, stays very slow across the Bond Bridge and off of Ganonigan, heavy into downtown. 435 southbound, slow rolling from before Front Street, stays slow, not quite to Winter, with a couple of accidents reporting. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Wake up with Fesco and Dusty. Weekdays starting at 6 on 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Yeah. Happy Wednesday for everyone except, well, the guys that play in Lawrence. What a tough night last night it was. Is the sky falling in Lawrence, Bob?
I would imagine, right?
I mean, yeah, they got beat by 34 last night?
Yeah, that's the worst loss, I think, in Bill Self's tenure over there in Lawrence, or tied for the worst loss. Like, I got to think the sky is falling. I know just from...
I thought he was there longer than 10 years.
What did I say?
I'm just kidding. He said 10 years.
Oh, his tenure. Oh, yeah. No, it's got to be. I think I saw tied, but my text threads, fans aren't even paying attention anymore to what's going on.
Said he didn't watch last night.
That's a lie. What else is that guy
when he comes to the studio, ask him. And he was like, no, I watched this new show called Severance or whatever it is.
He's always watching Severance.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, good for him.
I talked to him about it. It's really
Scale
good.
of 1 to 10, be honest.
Everybody tells me I've got to watch that.
Well, everybody told you to watch Breaking Bad, then you finally did.
I finally did,
I think you guys would really like it. You guys are intellectuals as far as acting, writing goes. It's okay for stories and characters to develop. Some people could be a little bit too short, attention span. I think it's amazing. 9. And I'm not even to where everyone says it gets good. Apparently, I'm about to start the episode tonight where it gets insane.
So you haven't finished Squid Game 2, but you started a new show on the same
See,
streaming
that's the thing for me. Like, this is why I'm not a show watcher. You know, I'm not a wheel watcher either. But like, I just would feel like I'm picking and choosing it. Like,
Go back in your memory.
Yeah.
35 years ago today, the cover of Sports Illustrated was
35 years ago today. Probably Troy Aikman, Emmett Smith, Michael Irvin
KO'd Mike Tyson.
Oh,
nice.
35 years ago, Buster Douglas knocked him out.
Okay,
that's crazy.
That's nuts.
That was a knockout punch last night from BYU. I'm not gonna lie. They lose. What was it? Saturday night they lost to Utah. Then they lost at BYU. Bill Self, smoked. Never close. It was never close.
I mean, you lose by 34. That's just.
I think the record was 40 points in 1900.
Oh, so I'm talking Bill Self's biggest
I'm
loss.
just going
KU's biggest loss.
They were close.
Yeah.
They were close.
The peach basket was still there. This was Self after last night's loss.
The thing about we need to regroup, get away from each other for a day and go home and hopefully be able to, a lot of times with teams, there needs to be something happen to pull everybody together that is us against the outside. And, we're going to have an opportunity to do that for sure. So a lot of teams go through it. We just haven't been through it much at all in a long time. So, but certainly we're going to go through it this time. So all we have of each other, and we're going to have to be strong for each other and be good teammates and good leaders and understand that, it's if we need to look in the mirror, all of us, and what can we do to change the momentum. And then whatever we commit to doing, then do it. And tonight we were 1 foot in, 1 foot out in how we guarded and a lot of other things right from the jump. It was crystal clear how we wanted to try to guard them, and right from the jump we doubted it and ended up hurting ourselves right there early.
It was never close.
Nope.
BYU was just doing whatever they wanted. They were hitting I think they had, 10 threes in the first half made. Wow. It was something ridiculous.
That's nuts.
I mean, just blew them out of the gym. And look, Hunter Dickinson isn't what they thought he was going to be.
Better Hunter, Dozier or Dickinson?
At least Dozier had a season.
Who made more money? Or who stole more money, Dickinson or Dozier?
Dozier. It's not even close.
Yeah. He's still getting paid, I think.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think this is the last year.
And he did it on a COVID season.
Yeah.
So definitely a thief. Juwan Harris hasn't been the point guard that normally kind of becomes that guy for Bill Self when they've stuck around. Like, obviously, there's a lot of great names like Tyshawn Taylor, Frank Mason, Devonta Graham. Like, all those guys were great players and great point guards. So it's tough to put him in there. But, like, he's the captain of the team. And then a lot of people were pissed last night that he came out starting 3 big men.
Yep.
And I like what he says there. Like, we all just need to get away from each other.
Yeah, it's
because when the sky falls, you start pointing fingers at each other,
yeah.
and the locker room explodes, and then it's too far gone.
Right. I mean, I remember back in 2003 with the Chiefs when the defense was not stopping anybody, and they were 9-0, and it all boiled over in Minnesota. And I think it was Eric Hicks at the time who just kind of lost it on a reporter in the locker room up in Minnesota because the defense just wasn't getting the job done, and the offense would have to go out there, and it started to cause a divide. And when that happens, well, that's pretty much when your season, is teetering, and you got to find a way to bring it back. And the problem is that this is new for Bill Self and for Kansas. They're not used to getting bullied. They were bullied last night, right? You lose by 34, you're bullied in that situation, much like the Chiefs were against the Eagles, and you don't necessarily know how to respond. There are so many ways to look at this as to why it's not working in Lawrence. And I think the simple thing is because the sport has changed, and there are no, quote unquote blue bloods anymore. That, like, it doesn't matter if you're a blue blood anymore, where maybe it did 5 or 10 years ago, because everybody's paying players. And now BYU will have a kid coming in next year that's making $7 million. That shows BYU over Kansas and Arizona and like other legit places that have basketball historical programs. He's going to BYU because of the $7 million. And so the level has changed, and the landscape has changed in sports in college, and some of these programs that are used to having the success because they always did are now faced with real, legit competition, and they don't know how to respond. That's why you're seeing an attrition of coaches, at the college level right now. And the other thing is, this has never been Bill Self's forte of coaching these quote-unquote one-and-dones and NIL guys. He's always been a great head coach when he's been able to have guys buy in for 3 or 4 years and play with that love for that school and that love for each other. And that's how he's always built this program. And just look at how he's won championships. It's been with 4-year teams. And now it's not working. Guys don't care. They're not necessarily bought in. They've got a check. But Kansas doesn't mean as much to them as it did to the guys in 2008. And there's no more Henry T's out there where you can go sit down and have a plate of wings and work things out, because I just think these guys are like work people. They go to work together, but they don't necessarily love each other like that 2008 or 12 team did.
Cole Aldrich said last night, put the managers in. Maybe they care. On Twitter.
Yeah, maybe.
That's an All-American center.
That's right.
At KU, and he said that on
He said that. But that therein lies the problem. And I think, Kansas is a microcosm of this. I don't know if it's happening at some of these other, blue blood programs where fans are used to everybody buying in and they're waving the wheat and they're doing the rock chalk chant, throwing newspaper and celebrating. Do those players care? Because they're not there for the 4 years. It's not Jock Vaughn's senior year, Rafe LaFrence's senior year, and everybody's celebrating them because they had 4 years of great college basketball. You just don't get that anymore at the collegiate level. And that's what Bill Self had his best teams with, when he could sell teams and guys would buy in and you could watch that growth for a couple of years. And it just doesn't exist right now.
From the 816, it's pretty simple. KU sucks. Go Missouri. Mizzou, you got a big one tonight.
But see, and that's the thing for Missouri, and I'll take this to my grave. They care more about Kansas losing than their own team winning. That's sad.
It's like
it really
Broncos
is.
fans.
Yeah, it's sad. It really is. Kansas fans.
But I
tonight,
love that. That's hate in sports.
It is, but the Kansas fans don't return that. Kansas fans are going,
that's not totally true.
If
Mizzou loses tonight, Kansas fans will come out of everywhere.
Let's see.
I promise you.
Let's see what happens on that. And you're going to have to let me know, because I won't be watching, because I don't care. It's not my school,
you'll
right?
be asleep. It's 8 o'clock. It'll start at 8:05, and you can start it on ESPN Plus, though.
Right. Start it like that. But like Missouri fans, that text right there, Missouri fans love seeing Kansas lose. Kansas fans love winning. When they don't win, they cry to themselves.
Oh, no.
And hide out.
Look, and that's the cross you have to bear. And Carrington last night he had a victory lap. He took the bus 5 times around Arrowhead last night in the loss of Kansas. But again, that's the
my
way
point exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But again, if Mizzou loses tonight, which it's not as bad of a loss as KU was, because they're playing Alabama, the 4th-ranked team in the nation. This is essentially a Final Four in the SEC championship tournament.
A big game.
Is it at Alabama?
No, it's in Mizzou.
Okay.
Are they playing it at Hearn Center?
No. Norm Stewart Court, baby. Storm and Norman.
We got a text from the 918. Says KU basketball spent over $4 million on their roster. They'll never be the same because Adidas isn't on their staff or payroll. Everyone can pay players. And I looked it up. That's true, but they also say that's the highest NIL payroll for a men's basketball team in the Power 5 conference. So it's not that KU isn't spending or does not have the money.
Well, it's not. You're spending it on the wrong people.
Yes.
And that's, again, what I've talked about for years, that the hardest job of a general manager is knowing not only who to pay, but when to pay them. And now colleges are faced with this, where they're giving money to 17-year-old kids and 18 who haven't developed as humans. You don't know how they're going to handle that money. A lot of these guys, I say a lot of them, all of them probably, this is the most money they've ever seen. And here's $1 million for you.
Let me ask
What's
you this.
my incentive to work any harder?
Let me ask you this. Who likes it more when KU loses? Mizzou fans or K-State Wildcat fans?
Oh, Mizzou fans.
Yeah.
No
I'd
question.
say so.
Yeah. Mizzou fans, yeah.
It's not a question?
I think it's close.
I think it's closer than you think.
I think K-State, it's big hatred there.
No, I will send you tweets tonight. If
Missouri
loses.
Yeah, if Missouri loses.
It'll be late, so you'll see it in the morning, but it'll be 10-15.
I like to see how many KU fans, especially during this season. If you're a KU fan and you're wading into Missouri losing to Alabama tonight.
But it's because of the rivalry. They came after you last night. You go after them tonight. That's just the way that the hate in sports works.
I understand how that works, but you don't have a leg to stand on this season if you're KU. It's best you just keep your mouth shut and Homer Simpson this thing and retreat into the bush. That's where you are right now as a KU fan. You don't have anything to talk about. Just like Missouri hasn't had things to talk about for the years. Missouri should be chirping. They're a top 5-10 program right now.
17-9 is KU's record. They finished their season. Their last 5 games are Colorado, Oklahoma State. Well, it's Oklahoma State, Colorado, and then it's Houston, Texas Tech and Arizona.
Tough stretch. Yeah. Tough stretch. We'll see how Bill responds after this season and rebounds after this season. But, I mean, with the way the college sports is right now, you don't have to be a blue blood. And that's good. I think that's good for college sports.
Am I over the top about a new Royals player? Maybe. We'll talk about it on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fesco and Dusty.
913-586-7965. Call in right now and tell me how much I suck.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens, and I want to talk to you about GiveMeTheVin.com because they want to buy your car, whether it's your daily driver, pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, or exotic. Give Me The VIN is also the best place to sell your classic or collectible. Whether it's one car or a collection, they want your muscle car, hot rod, or your old square body pickup, and they love buying resto mods. Go to GMTVCC.com to sell your classics or collectible car or truck, and forget about those tire kickers on social media. Say goodbye to dealing with the dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. GiveMeTheVin.com puts your car right on the money, providing you with hassle-free online option to sell your car for more. You'll get an offer on your car in minutes that is always well above any dealer quote and is guaranteed to beat your written CarMax offer, or they'll send you a check for $100. You can go to one of our office locations or they'll come to you. It's easy and it's fast. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, and it's so easy, you can do it in your underwear. Just listen to the jingle.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Men, this is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And though I generally talk about medicine and effective treatments for erectile dysfunction and other men's sexual health issues, today I want to talk about love. Because love is the best reason to get treated for your ED. You see, ED can cause major relationship issues. In fact, men often push their partners away when ED becomes a problem. The condition can cause depression, arguments, breakups, and even contribute to divorce. But the good news is that if you're like most men suffering with ED, you can be successfully treated at Heartland Men's Health and put a stop to the relationship stresses that ED can cause. I say this with all confidence because we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Surely, it's likely you'll find you're performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and get the love back in your life. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
It's February. What is more romantic than a new toilet? 2. This month we are offering buy one, get one half off a toilet replacement. Win those brownie points and call Connolly at 913-768-7676 or visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay, things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print it all for my business. Oh, if you can think it, Staples can print it, and will beat any print quote. Oh, great. I'm thinking new brochures and yard signs. No problem. I'm thinking calendars, t-shirts, and pens. Totally. I'm thinking Staples is the place for printing. I thought you might think that.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them, the right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Your life,
your goals, your legacy. With a dedicated Fidelity advisor, it's all part of a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Okay, so that's with bacon, cheese, lettuce, tomato, grilled onions, ketchup, and hold the pickles.
You know what you like. You wouldn't order your burger just any way. Why should your sports talk be any different? With Chapters on the free Odyssey app, you can choose the topics that matter to you most. Whether it's reactions, matchup previews, injury updates, or team news, quickly find what you really care about. Your football talk, your way. Download the free Odyssey app and start listening today.
Wouldn't you like to take a vacation from your bills? Well, you can. The new year is here. Home values are up, and you have more home equity than ever. Now is the time to put that home equity to work for you. This is James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak Lending. Credit card balances are at an all-time high. Why pay 25 to 30% interest to them when you could be saving thousands of dollars after a simple phone call? Golden Oak's mortgage rate is 5.25%. We have no fee to apply and no out-of-pocket costs. And if you call today, you could make no payments for 2 months. But don't wait. This rate won't last forever. Imagine how good it will feel to have those bills paid off. At Golden Oak Lending, we can make that happen in as little as 14 days. And if for any reason your loan doesn't close, we will pay for your appraisal. Call today and take advantage of our 5.25 fixed rate. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending, cured my blues.
6.19 APR, FHA, 15-year, 20% equity qualified credit. Additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
Today, expect snow showers followed by mostly cloudy skies with a high of 9.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples store has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Got a new way to watch Royals baseball.
How's that?
FanDuel has officially announced a deal with Prime Video. The add-on subscription will be the same as using the FanDuel app, $19.99 a month.
So you just pay $20 a month to get every Royals game?
Yeah. I mean, you could do that before.
I thought so. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But now it's on Amazon for $20 a month. So unless it maybe makes it more of a one-stop shop for you.
Yeah,
you know,
I get that.
That kind of thing. I guess you're not saving any money. But if you just want to go to Amazon now, you're going to have the opportunity, with FanDuel to do that. Like everybody's like, oh, look at all these teams selling their streaming service. Yeah, everybody's doing that now. You can buy your team for $99 a month or a year now and have all games. I think that's a pretty good deal when you talk about, baseball and consuming 162 games. It's less than $1 a game, and how much money you spend just going to one game. And so you have to spend that add-on anyway. I think to get, Bally's or whatever it is now, FanDuel on my, service with DirecTV, I have to spend an extra $10 a month to get that package. Over the course of a year, it's $120. So $99.
Alex swears to G that he didn't watch 1 second of the game.
Good for him, man. I'm proud of him, actually. Good for him.
He says, Bob's rubbed off on me. I'm not as big as a fandom of KU anymore as I used to be.
He's blaming me for this.
Mm-hmm.
Bring him in here.
He's over there.
No, seriously, like
your son's
I know
over
everybody
there.
wants to be me, but you don't have to act like me.
Before the door, before the door closed, he goes, Bob's rubbing off on me. I'm not as huge as my fandom anymore.
I want to talk to him about that and find out why. I've got reasons why I don't. It's the way they treated Josh.
By the way, Feliz cumpleaños, Mr. Clark Hunt.
That's his birthday today?
Today is happy birthday, Clark Hunt.
How old is Clark?
I'm going to guess 62.
You think he's
No, I bet he's 58.
Yeah, like I'm going to guess 56, 57.
Over, under 56 and a half.
I think I'm going to go over, but not by a lot. I think he's 57. I'm just guessing. I don't know how old,
Over, under 56 and a half for Clark Hunt's birthday today. How old do you think he is? Over. 60 years old today.
No way, really?
Number
he looks
60.
He doesn't look 60.
February
Keep
19th,
it up, Clark.
February 19th, 1965. Alex, he doesn't believe me that you told me that Bob's rubbing off on you when it comes to your KU fandom.
Yeah, well, in general, the
college sports landscape in Kansas City is just different. Like,
it is.
Whether we're talking about our job or just for a lot of fans. I'm not saying like I'm not a KU fan. I still am paying money for going to school there. So I'm very much invested in the school and everything. However, there were times where like I legitimately would have been like furious and like ruined my day if KU would have lost to West Virginia like they did, or God forbid, last night and everything that happened. And now I'm like, like we're leading our show talking about it today and everything.
And we did too, because I think it warrants. Like,
well,
he texted me last night. He goes, "Sorry, man, we got to talk KU basketball." I'm like, "No, I think talking about what's going on is a topic everybody's talking
about." It's
that
bad, and it's because this is obviously not normal. We haven't seen this in the Bill Self era ever.
We have not seen this since before Larry Brown.
Yeah, so in my lifetime, I've never seen it.
Nobody has recollection of what it was like to not be a dominant force in Lawrence.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is, and clearly, as you guys I'm sure have talked, like just the entire team, it's embarrassing to watch, and it's clearly the wrong mix of guys, and they don't really give a and maybe NIL is part of that as well. But yeah, from the fandom part of it, I think it's just in this town now too. Like when you see the Chiefs and Royals winning championships, before we didn't. Like for me growing up, I was born in the early '90s, so the college teams winning things was all I knew.
Right.
I hadn't seen
And
the
it wasn't
Royals
a
and the
whole
Chiefs.
lot that they were really winning in college.
No.
They were just winning some more games than the Royals and Chiefs were at that point in time.
Dusty didn't believe me that I didn't watch the game last night.
Well,
I swear.
I don't want, and I mean this in all sincerity, like I don't want to rub off on you because I've kind of separated myself from that thing.
Oh, I was. Well, Dusty comes on the bullpen and we are joking or whatever, and that was.
Well, I mean, you're a KU alum, you're a diehard fan, so I was like, I don't believe that you didn't watch 1 second. You're like, no, dude, I didn't watch any of them. I'm like, okay.
Did you tell them? Texted me to try to make a bet, place a bet.
Half-heartedly kidding. I was like, 100, because I was just so
I saved
positive
Dusty money last night.
Yeah, I said, here's $100, put it on KU to cover.
And
immediately texted back, goes, I don't normally do this for anybody, but I'm glad I didn't for you. And I'm like, yeah, dude. He's like, I saved you money.
I was watching Severance last night.
Here's the only 2 texts we had in our from our friend group from college. That's 30 years. Like there's about 7 of us in this thread. I'm not going to say who to give away. Yeah. I took BYU first to 10, first to 15, first to 20, and first to 25 tonight, and I didn't bet enough money. Another guy in the text thread responds, "Who are they playing?" To which somebody else says, "I'm watching B rides on Motor Trend TV."
Okay.
So
does that like rhyme with itchin' rides?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
I can say that on the air, can't I? But anyway,
Cody does.
So that's our text thread of everybody who we all met at KU, became friends at KU. People are checked out. I got another text from a different buddy of mine last night who's a KU fan, older guy in his 70s.
Okay.
KU basketball is toast. Worst Bill Self team. They're horrible now. How in the world did they beat Duke, North Carolina, Michigan State earlier in the year? Total team loss,
And like I told Bob, they play those teams in November.
I know, but like it's completely different,
Cooper Flagg's a completely different athlete now.
But I mean, obviously that's going to weigh in, moving forward but nobody's thinking about November basketball right now.
If they go 1-4, which they could do.
Okay.
Now they're probably going to beat Oklahoma State, probably Colorado.
Yeah.
Then they play, the rest of the schedule. Texas Tech,
Houston.
Arizona, and Houston.
When were we ever in a spot where we didn't think KU was going to win all these games, too?
Yeah.
Well, the expansion of the Big 12 is one, and then NIL, obviously. But, if they get bounced in the first round of the Big 12 tournament.
Okay.
And they go.
And that's happened even when they've had good teams.
And they go
happens.
1-4. Do they miss the tournament?
No.
They're automatically in no matter what.
I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. They're a bad basketball team right now, but because of what they did in November, it still shows on the resume they beat Duke and all these things in quad 1, quad 2 wins, etc. Yes, they are making the tournament. Nobody should think they're doing anything in the tournament, but they're making the tournament.
This will be the year they go on a run. Wow.
That'd be hilarious. I mean, I don't know, man. When your head coach in the middle of February with 5 weeks to go in the season, or less than 5 weeks to go in the season, is out here saying basically we're sick of each other. We need to get away. Come on now.
But see, the difference is like Henry T's is closed, so you can't go eat wings. But the difference is even if you did have a Henry T's meeting, as I've been saying all morning, and I've said for years, this isn't Bill's style, man. He's good with kids who buy in as freshmen and grow and develop through the program, and he doesn't 100%. Have that anymore.
That for sure. And then I also wonder, if your message, and this is where he has to adapt, is your message the same? Can it be the same when and I know insert text line joke about Adidas paying money, but when everybody's getting paid now with NIL and everything, if you're I'll throw in Hunter Dickinson or whatever. You're making $1 million or whatever. And actually, it's an unfair person to bring up because I actually think he does give a lot of effort, even though he's frustrating to watch. There's some other guys on the team I would question their efforts in a big way.
But if you're getting this NIL money at 18, like, what's your incentive?
Exactly. And so your message, if yourself, has to be different, I'm sure, when things aren't going well to these guys. When you're some random kid that's making $200,000 this year to play college basketball, you're like, you think. I'm not saying every single guy in that locker room is not feeling this way, but there's some of those guys after last night, like whether it's fans or whether feeling way worse about that than some guy that's been at KU for 1 year that knows he's transferring in a month and a half. He got his check here. He's going to go transfer somewhere else, and he'll never remember anything about Kansas.
And that's where we are, though, in college sports, right? Like, I like it because it gives players the opportunity to get paid. Sure. But if you're like a die-hard fan, it sucks for you to have to adjust all this. Here's what I would tell Bill Self, and I would say this, because you had mentioned adapting. He needs to call Andy Reid and find out how late in life, like, Andy adapts and changes every single year. And talk to him about being the old guy in the room and adapting and changing and moving on with the times, because Andy Reid has adapted more than anybody when it comes to coaching football, from changing the offense that he runs to, making sure it fits the quarterback and bringing in consultants and all this kind of stuff. Like, he should call Andy and go, man, you changed late in your career. Like, how did you do it? What did you do? What's some advice? Because I don't think you could ever stop learning, whether you're Bill Self or Andy Reid or Matt Quatrero, whoever. Like,
look
you
at
can
college.
Always learn.
I mean, look at college. How many of these he along with, I would say, Coach Cal, who's struggling at Arkansas this year too, by the way.
Yeah.
He's one of the last coaches from the older era. Think about it. I mean, even Jay Wright obviously stepped away at Villanova. We all know about Roy and Krzyzewski, and Boeheim. Like, a lot of these guys left. Now, he's younger than some of those, but you get my point is what you're alluding to, which is some of those guys didn't want to deal with this.
Didn't want to deal with it, right? They just quit and ran away. I don't see Bill Self as a guy who's just going to run away because things got difficult.
I disagree with something like everybody overreacts. Like, it's a mess. They're a terrible basketball team right now, but like, we don't need to suddenly act like he forgot how to coach. Right. He has to adapt, but he's still a Hall of Fame coach.
There's just big misses. KJ's not been the player that they thought he was going to be. Harris isn't the point guard that they thought he'd come back and be, and they missed on Dickinson.
But they've always, like, every team has these misses. It's just you've always had great ancillary players to pick everybody else up, and you don't have that in college sports.
I think you alluded to the developing players and his best teams he has time to develop, and maybe you don't have that anymore in today's game. But what's unique about Kansas still, with the resources they have, like in other programs, you're like, we can't develop because if we do develop, they're going to transfer and go somewhere else. At Kansas, they have the resources, in my opinion, to retain those players. So, yes, it's a longer-term approach, and you have to still use the portal. That's where we're at. But I wonder, at a place like Kansas, can you still mix in more of the development than in other places, because you're not worried about the guy developing, becoming really good, and then transferring, because you've got the resources to retain said player because of your NIL budget. Yeah. That, to me, has got to be the path.
But I'll jump in and say it's like not the cool thing to do, though, to stay at your university anymore. The cool thing to do is enter the portal and see what offers are out there.
It is,
right?
but it's weird. Dusty, they've gotten the top guys. The wrong fits, clearly, for what they want to do. Maybe they're the wrong fit, or Self's the wrong coach for them, all of the above. But they've got, like, Hunter Dickinson was the top transfer portal guy at the time.
Totally agree.
AJ Storr was one of the top guys. It's not like they're like, man, they're just not getting the transfers.
Storr's from Bama?
Wisconsin, yeah.
So why isn't it working then? That's
where I think it is on Self.
And it is. Yeah. And I think it look, and Bill can do whatever he wants. He's earned it.
Sure.
But Andy Reid was in that spot too, where he was a really good coach, but it wasn't working at the end, and they needed to make a change. And he came and looked at himself and changed himself and did so many things differently than he did in Philadelphia. And it's okay for Bill to say, you know what, I want these guys to buy in and be a program, but it's not 2005 anymore. It's 2025, and the times have changed in a big way. And guys don't care about the name on the front of the jersey. They care about the name on the back of the jersey and the check. So I, as a coach, need to adapt to that.
Absolutely. I wonder, too, this is where his coaching staff, I wonder if there should be some changes there. Like, a lot of these guys have been with him, and they've had unbelievable success.
Yeah.
Curtis Townsend, et cetera, been great recruiters, but those are his guys, and he's not unique to him to keep those guys around. I wonder if that's something you got to look at. If, there's some rumors out there about players and coaches maybe, after the Utah loss, having some issues and arguments and things like that. I wonder if there's some other. I wonder if there's some other elements on the coaching staff as a whole where maybe that's where some changes could come, not with Self himself, but
yeah, because like where Bill used to be the cool guy, younger, hip guy that could relate to everybody, right? And I still think he's the best chameleon out there. He can sit down in anybody's living room, talk to anybody, relate to
listen
them.
To the
like
press conference last night. No coach in America is as honest as he was about. Basically said our team doesn't like each other.
Right? It was
played
great.
it all morning.
Yeah, and there was no panic. There was no flipping of tables. Like I still think Bill Self is one of the coolest guys in the world, right? How does he get his players to buy into that and believe in that and do what he's saying? And again, this is where the NIL comes into play. This is why this is why college coaches don't work in the pros, because all these guys are making more money than you. And now in college, guys are like, they're not making more than Bill at this point in time, but they're making 7 figures in college right now. And you're telling a kid that's 18 years old to go run a lap or do something or bust their ass, they're going, I got $1 million, man. 6 weeks ago, 100%. I didn't have a pot to pee in, and now I've got $1 million in my bank account. You have to be able to focus in on knowing that you're paying the right players in any sport for them to develop. And once they get paid, to get better. These guys, it seems like at KU, got paid, and that's where their journey ended.
I think it's a huge part of it.
I also don't think it'd be Bill Self calling Andy Reid last night. I think it would have been Andy Reid calling Bill Self to talk a whole bunch of crap.
Fair point.
This is his alma mater.
Yeah, fair point.
Hey, how'd you like that challenge, Bill?
BYU. Yeah. Utah's not been good for either K-State or KU last week.
Just a menace for
sweeps across the board.
But there's no reason not to call Andy at the end of the season. Like, they know each other, obviously. He's been to games and whatnot.
He's got enough other coaching buddies in college basketball that have are actually going through it right now.
Yeah, but most of those guys, like his peers, quit. They ran away and were cowards.
I don't know if they're cowards.
Oh, absolutely. They didn't want to deal with it. We were getting away with this all this world. I'm out. Instead, I
mean, I don't know if that's a coward's
No, I think
way
it is
out.
a coward's way out. You quit. You left. You didn't give it an opportunity to see what you could do. I don't like the way things are going. I'm leaving because it's not my way. That's the mindset of a coach.
But that's not what they said.
Well, that's what they're doing.
A couple of the guys were old, too, right?
Yeah, like Krzyzewski was falling apart. Roy Williams was old. Boeheim was old. That's not a coward's way. You just finally you're done.
The Jay Wright one is the only one where I'm like, okay. But Roy and these other guys
was collapsing on the
Roy
sidelines.
may have been the one that left, but Coach is still coaching if this is not going on.
Coach K was 80.
No, he wasn't.
I mean, he was old.
No.
He'd done everything he had to do in his career.
Don't let the hair being dumped in a bucket of black
but he's definitely not 80.
You.
No, he's definitely
he's probably
not 80.
70. 68,
Maybe.
70,
but
I don't know.
He's one of those guys, like Nick Saban walking away, too, because they just didn't. They bullied everybody for all of these years, and now the table's been flipped, and instead of fighting back, like, I'm out.
He's 78.
No
Coach
way.
K.
Is
Coach
he really?
K is 78, Dusty. There you go, man.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like, he's like Pete Carroll,
But,
you know?
but again, it's the hair
done
dye.
his thing.
It's the hair dye,
Yeah.
Bob.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, right. It's
Thank
the
you
hair
very
dye.
much. That was
Sure.
cool. Cut
Thank
up
you.
10 to 2. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Times are changing, man, and like either get with it or get lost.
Right.
And I don't have any disagreement. Like, there's things that change all the time. Like, think about all those people that worked in the medical facility and everything's like, hey, by the way, we're going digital. All those like vanilla envelopes that we had in the back that paired everybody's name up, they're gone. You got to learn this system. I'm out.
Yeah, people quit all the time jobs because they don't want to adjust and they don't want to change and they don't want to learn new things. I mean, it happens daily. And look, when you're used to just running the show and doing what you want and being that bully in a sport for all those years, and all of a sudden everybody's on the same level playing field, you're like,
Yeah, I mean, like, again, I think that's the biggest part of why college has become more entertaining. Like, we watch college football more now than maybe we did before because it's equal. It's not going to be Georgia, Alabama, Clemson every year winning the national title. In March Madness, you're now going to have that 10 or 11 seed get all the way down to the Final Four or the Elite Eight more often than it would before. Like, before it was like, who's the Cinderella story? Now that's almost dying because, like Loyola Chicago and Sister Jean, who is over 100.
Yeah, she's like 103.
Still kicking, or I guess rolling.
Yeah.
But, like, the thing is like there's more of an equal opportunity in college sports. And, yes, I do think there are some guys that are like, well, that's not fair. I'm taking my ball and going home. I don't think that's the case for all of them, but it does make the sport better. And the thing that I would think is that eventually Bill will figure this out. Now, yesterday was a very tough day for the Kansas fan base because it's back-to-back losses to teams that you should have probably beat.
Yeah.
But you didn't. And you lost by 34. So that's why today in this area, that is a lead story. Like,
it's a big topic.
And
Yeah.
it will be different every way around. Like Gold, who's a KU alum, who says, I didn't watch it because I don't care because I didn't really care to watch it.
Right.
Carrington from 2 to 6 is a diehard Mizzou guy. He's going to laugh and live it up. He's still on Twitter talking with KU fans.
That's unbelievable.
Still.
Unbelievable.
And then you're the guy that's like, yeah, I had a really chill night. It didn't affect my day or not, but I'm going to talk about it. Like it's
a good sports topic that everybody can relate to, right? Again, relatability. And when you talk college sports, it's not. We're not talking Kansas lost to BYU and breaking down the game. You're talking about the entire landscape of college sports and how drastically it's changed. And even the blue bloods are affected by it now.
Oh, yeah.
Like in football, the blue, will Alabama ever be back now that Nick Saban's gone?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they're ever going to be that same type of team. LSU, I mean, who knows, what they're going to be like with Brian Kelly moving forward in that organization, So I think it's cool to see some of these other teams have these opportunities to win and have an opportunity to have success. And if your team isn't one of those where they have been, well, welcome to the other half, I guess,
Yeah. I mean, he's, you look at Duke. They go from Coach K to John Shire, and it takes him, a year? And he figured it out. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, you can figure this out. I trust in Bill Self and their system.
Oh, God, if you're a Kansas fan down on Bill Self, then
it's not going to be the fans. It's going to be the suppliers. But the thing is look, you look
and
at
that's the other thing. How much more money can you ask people for, right? Like these people are scratching checks for players and you're getting no return on investment. It's not like you're investing in a mutual fund and you're getting return on that. You're investing these players are going 17-9. You're the guy scratching a check going, hang on a second here. I don't know.
Right. I mean, it is KU was linked to scandals. And then all of a sudden now it's let's just let everybody have fun. Okay, cool. Everybody's got a chance. And then also the expansion of the Big 12. He brought in Houston, Arizona, Arizona State, BYU, Colorado.
You don't even recognize the league anymore, quite honestly.
So, I mean, there's a lot of moving parts. Coming up on the other side, we will finish this show here on Fesco and Dusty with Mac Morey as well. 96.5 The Fan, your home. Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fesco and Dusty on your home for Kansas City Sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, when that snow melts, I'll be able to see my lawn. And I'll tell you what, I don't want to look at it right now, but after Aspen Lawn and Pest Control take over and fix my lawn, I'm going to want to look at it every day. In fact, everybody on my block is going to want to look at my lawn every day because it's going to be the nicest looking lawn in Kansas City. Because Aspen Lawn and Pest Control is going to take over. For the last 3 years, I've been trying to grow grass where we had trees, and it's just not working, and I'm tired of it. I don't have any education or experience in growing grass, but you know what Aspen Lawn and Tree does? Because they've been doing it since 1985, right? They've been out there since 1985 taking care of all of your needs in Kansas City. And they've got college degrees at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control, so I'm going to let them take care of all of my lawn needs. You see those iconic blue trucks all over Kansas City? They're parked in front of the nicest lawns in town, and now they're going to be parked in front of my lawn, and I can't wait. These guys are trusted professionals, and that's what I'm going to do. Expect the best from Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. Call or visit today at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Hey, it's Karen with Shamrock Roofing and Construction. Ready to replace that roof? We have flexible financing options, 12 months same as cash, and don't make a payment for 90 days. And that's just one of many options we offer. Get on the schedule now with our in-house Consumer Credit Center. One call does it all for flexible payment options, affordability, and peace of mind. Visit shamrockroofer.com. That's shamrockroofer.com or call 1-866-932-3545 today.
We're back in the miller's front yard who recently switched to True Green. Their lawn started looking like a golf course, and PGA Tour golfers started showing up. Here's one now hitting out of this lush green grass. He has to avoid that sandbox to keep his round going. Oh, into the sand. It's a toy dump truck and rolls out.
Oh, the neighbors love the action on this True Green lawn.
Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day. Sign up now at truegreen.com. Exclusions apply. See truegreen.com for details.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on two wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Your life, your goals, your legacy. With a dedicated Fidelity advisor, it's all part of a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Visit fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Casey's has 8 new coffee roasts that have been described as having rich aromatics that entice any palate. But, we're not sure what that means, so we just call it darn good coffee. It's not crazy. It's Casey's. Now get a small hot coffee for 99 cents. See Casey's for details.
Are you ready to start feeling your absolute best? I've got the perfect solution. Stretch Zone, your destination for practitioner-assisted stretching. Whether you're an athlete looking to enhance performance or someone seeking relief from the daily grind, Stretch Zone's personalized stretching sessions cater to all levels and lifestyles. Unleash your potential. Let Stretch Zone guide you to a healthier, more flexible you. 6 area locations. Book your session today at StretchZone.com. Stretch Zone. Stretch, work, play, repeat.
That's Math on the drums. National Weather Service of Kansas City has let us know what the wind chill values as of 9 a.m. were. MCI, -20.
Oh, wow.
KC downtown, -14.
So these are wind chills?
Yeah.
These are going to be actual temps tomorrow.
Yeah. Lee Summit, Missouri, -14. Gardner, Kansas, -16. Olathe, -15. St. Joe, -17. This is starting to look like a Pebble Beach Invitational scoreboard.
No kidding.
Golly, it's cold out there, man.
And that's going to be the temperature tomorrow without the wind chill. Nick Bender says we'll see -13 on the thermometer. These are wind. It's going to be nuts. And then Sunday, it's going to be 60.
Can't wait. Melt it all. At least the sun's out.
Yeah, thank goodness. That's such a big deal for me to have that sun out, and it makes you just feel better. You know, go outside for like 2 or 3 minutes, catch some vitamin D rays while you can with this. But man, it's crazy. That's why I just don't understand people who are going. Like, what do you expect that game to be like tonight over there at Sporting Park? Like, how many people are actually going to show up to this thing tonight?
10.
Yeah,
legitimately.
10,000 or just 10?
10.
No,
I don't know what you could tell me is going to be there to motivate me to go to this game tonight.
That's what I was wondering. How could we get you there? How much would you have to be paid?
Only if you guaranteed me Messi would start. Because then I would go until he was out. If they were to tell you Leo Messi starting at forward tonight for Inter Miami and will play at least 25 minutes, I'm going to go see a world famous athlete, one of the greatest to ever do it, if not the greatest to ever do it. Top 3 in his sport of all time, and the most popular sport in the world, I could probably brave that up. I'd go buy the hand, foot warmers, neck warmers, bundle up, be like, okay, we're going to see Messi. Because you know what? There's 2 reasons. 1, you're going to see Messi. And 2, the rest of your life, you're going to tell people how you saw Leo Messi.
How you saw
I froze my ass off in a soccer game.
But he's not playing,
But again,
right?
that's what I said. Max said, what's the only way you get to go?
Yeah.
You say, what's the only way you get there? That's it. And it's not happening, so I'm out.
You make a good case for that. And I'm thinking to myself, God, I have gone to see some of the great athletes. Yeah, you know, I have. I went to a Rams game to see Brett Favre one time. But I don't even know that Messi gets me out in this tonight. I think I'm just past that where I'm like, oh, Messi, great. 0 degrees, not doing it. You know, like, we think Chiefs games are cold. This is stupid. This is dumb. And guys are going to be in shorts playing soccer out there.
Well, they'll have like the warmers on.
But even still, I mean, it's zero.
Imagine kicking that ball.
Oh, that thing's going to be a rock.
Going up for a header.
Oh, forget about it.
There's no way.
Forget about it,
You'd
man.
be concussed.
Yes.
I was watching Nottingham Forest over the weekend, and they had a corner kick, and they corner kicked it in. Dude heads it to another dude who heads it into the goal.
Wow.
It was so impressive, right?
And that was like number 9 on the top 10 plays on Sports
Right,
Center.
exactly. It should be number 1.
Number 1 was like
be,
a dunk.
Yeah, but it should be number 1,
Yeah.
right? But Sports Center doesn't have those games. They have the NBA games, so they'll feature the games that nobody watches. But, like, imagine heading that ball tonight. You're right. It would be like a boulder coming at your head. Like, people are going to break their head open because the ball's going to be so damn hard.
Pro Football Talk report. Chiefs are not expected franchise tag or transition tag Trey Smith.
No kidding. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks.
Can you explain to me what the difference is in the two of those?
Transition tag is if you can sign him, and if they make an offer to you, you can either counter it, and if you don't counter it, then you lose him and you don't get compensation.
Okay. Why is Maury Povich trending?
Did he die? It has to be dead if he's trending, right?
Maury Povich is trending because, oh my God, never mind.
Oh, no.
He's alive, but it's
no. Like, oh.
Oh, God, I can't believe I just clicked on that.
Really?
Did you click on it?
I haven't seen it yet. No. I've not seen Maury Povich trending.
If I say the name Bonnie Blue, does that register?
Well,
That's why he's trending.
Oh, no.
She is a British porn star who slept with over 1,057 men and is now pregnant. And the only man that can find the results of who the father is Maury Povich.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome. I was like, where he died. He's like, no, man, I'm still relevant.
He's going to go find who the child or the father is of this person. That's
boy,
funny.
why do I love Twitter? I don't know why.
Maury Povich is. I just
well, you
assumed,
never know when like somebody that age group's like on Twitter, like
that age group. He's 86.
Yeah, dude.
Like you should
he's older than
Maury,
Coach K.
Yeah, he's dead. Oh yeah, 86. I'm sure Maury's dead. Oh, he's not. Oh, all right.
That's terrible.
Wow.
That's a long. That could be like an 8-part documentary series. All right, let's narrow it down from 1 to 500.
Oh yeah.
1,057 men. Oof.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of dudes.
That's a lot. The NFL.com has the proposed, has proposed who's playing in the international games, best matchups for the international games. They have Minnesota playing the Chargers in Brazil.
Nice,
okay.
good, nice.
This is NFL.com, not that it means anything. And then they have the Chiefs as the road opponent to Jacksonville in Wembley in London.
So that's an 8 a.m. game. So now we only need. That's great. I'm cool with that.
That's just who they think is their best opponent. Yeah, give me all the British games.
Out here working on semi trucks on the sideline of the road. Stay warm, fellas. You too. Stay safe.
I mean, that sucks for you, man. I hope you're staying warm out there.
Great Bend is negative 26.
Wind chill or legit temperature?
Just says wind chill. WC.
Okay.
Negative 26. How do we really feels like negative 18 out there today, Carl. Well, at least it doesn't feel like negative 21 over here in Gardner.
Yeah, like how do they know? Like it feels like people just make that up, or is there like a wet bulb temperature or something like that for now that it tells you what it is? Because I don't care what it feels like. It's cold.
Text line from the 816 is everything online is saying that Messi will play. I was told that he wasn't going to play.
I thought he said he wasn't going to play.
Temperatures.
Well, even if he is playing, I'm still not going out there for that.
Wonder how cheap tickets are. Can you imagine?
Ugh.
Mizzou tonight versus Alabama, 8 o'clock. Can't wait. SEC.
What do you think is the higher ticket price?
Mizzou, Alabama. I wonder if they're going to sell that out. I hope they do sell that out. I hope they go full whiteout in Mizzou. Because Mizzou finally did it right. They brought back their old school jerseys. The big M and the letters and the white, the trim. It just looks nice.
Everyone I don't see anything but Messi playing.
I was going to say, it says everyone online is saying that Messi will play.
Okay, now it says Messi is set to play.
Set to play?
Boy, do I sound like a hypocrite if I don't go.
Yeah, now you gotta go.
You better go,
I gotta go. No, because he'll play the last 4 minutes of the game.
That's the thing, man.
I said before, I will correct. I said if they tell me that he's going to start, not play, start.
Okay,
then I know I can get in and get out.
This is to. Okay, I'm not falling for this. It's puberty sports.
Stop.
PUBITY sport. Puberty Sport. It says there's been speculation that Messi may sit out the match, but his manager Javier
So that's MLS saying you got to
confirmed
play.
he will play.
Yeah, he'll play.
But this isn't an MLS game. This is like a CONCACAF game or something like that.
Mizzou is sold out tonight, by the way. Good for them. Let's
Should
go.
be, yeah.
Let's go.
Well, you're going to watch Messi.
Yeah,
No, I'm not.
dude.
Sorry,
No,
you said it.
No, I said if he starts, he has to be
Well,
told
of
that
course
he
he's
starts.
gonna start.
He didn't last time he played at Arrowhead. He came in like the 90th minute.
Yeah, they'll have him come in late and then get a goal.
You think I'm going out there waiting until the 90th minute when I look like Harry and Lloyd from like Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah,
like,
no chance.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Tickets are
$20.
Yeah. Somebody says
$20.
tickets are going for $14 on StubHub.
Yeah,
No,
there you
it
go.
looks like people are saying he is playing.
Yeah, not starting. Again, I bet he'd play. He'll play. He played when they were at Arrowhead.
You can do that when the weather's warm. Get in, get your 5 minutes, and let the fans go home.
Yes.
I mean, I'm honest to God surprised they're not canceling this game with this
Me
weather
too.
the way it is.
Yes.
This is
Me three.
insane.
I
You
mean,
can get a damn good seat, like almost on the field for $60. Damn good seat.
just waiting and waiting and waiting as you just freeze.
Do you want to spend your $60 living in misery? Because
No.
that's what that's going to be.
Hell no. Would there be a sporting event or athlete? I think I asked this earlier, and you said no, Bob. But past or present, that would get you to go out in this weather.
In this weather? No, I don't think so. I honestly don't.
okay.
I mean,
I was
now,
trying to think of the athlete that would
I
do it
am
for
very
you.
hypocritical because if this is the weather and it's the AFC Championship
That's what I'm
game,
saying.
Yeah, I'll probably be there.
Yeah,
You know?
Josh Allen Mahomes again.
Maybe not tailgating, but there.
For kickoff.
You know, be there for kickoff type of stuff. But I'm not a soccer fan. Like, it doesn't get me going. So,
Yeah, I get that.
like, I wouldn't sit at a baseball game like this. This would be miserable.
Oh, no.
But, I mean, there is a good chance this is the weather for the AFC Championship game at some time.
Yeah,
you know,
at some point.
Some point. Yeah.
Well,
What are we, a month away or a month from that?
Yeah.
About
Okay.
a month removed?
I stand corrected. I guess Messi played all 90 minutes when he was here last time. I
Really?
just don't
I thought
remember
you were
that.
right.
Apparently not. Messi played the whole game at Arrowhead, and he definitely came in at half. It was an amazing time. Go see him score a crazy goal. Never will forget.
Cool.
Messi played the whole game at Arrowhead, definitely came in at half. I'm confused.
Well, we know where you're going to be tonight, Dusty.
Shoot. All right. Well, if I'm here tomorrow, I am. If I'm not, I'm frozen. Go do something nice for somebody. You never know. It could change their day, week, month, or even their year. It's simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay safe, stay kind, stay warm, and enjoy Cody, Gold, and Drew from 10 to 2.